The interest in the Red Roses continues to grow, and we are back at HQ for a very special clash today as John Mitchell's squad welcome the current World Cup holders, New Zealand, to the Allianz Stadium. England are on a high after a comfortable victory against France last weekend in Gloucester.
Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now.
Hunt beats the forward. Try for Marley Parker. Try for England. And there it is for Jess Breach. And plenty of noise again from Kingsholm. Tatiana Hare shifts it on. Gap appears. Rolling is over. Rolling for the try. Susha with the dummy and through. I got Susha for the try. Finally, France have something here at Kingsholm. Aitchison flings it out wide. There is Breach now trying to stand up the defender and scoring again. Jess Breach. Lucy Packer in for the try. It is victory for England and they move on to the challenge of New Zealand.
John Mitchell has made 5 changes to the starting 15 that face France. Emily Scarrett becomes the 3rd England women's player to achieve a century of starts for her country. In the pack, Abby Ward returns to the side and Mackenzie Carson, Lark Atkin-Davis and Sarah Byrne all come into the front row. Well, this will be the Black Ferns' first test in London since 2016, and today marks the return of star winger Aisha Letiainga. And joining her in the match day 23 is another formidable player in co-captain Kennedy Tukuafu. So England against New Zealand is live from the venue formerly known as Twickenham. Welcome to the Allianz Stadium. Kickoff is at 2:30. Going to take a while for that new name to bed in, so the word Twickenham might get a mention a few times today, and I tell you, the sun is shining on the Allianz as I'm here alongside Meg Jones and Maggie Alfonsi for this one. We are so excited about this prospect today. Mouth-watering Ruby 2, he called it, and you'd say that, wouldn't you, with the world's #1 side and the world champions up against each other.
Yeah, look, she's absolutely spot on. It doesn't get any bigger than this. You know, 2 of the best teams in women's rugby going toe-to-toe. It's like 2 heavyweight boxers having a go at each other. But I guess what I'm most excited about in regards to this game is that New Zealand are pretty much the only team that can beat England at the moment. And that's what makes it exciting, that jeopardy that you don't always get in the Six Nations. I just hope both teams turn up and give the 41,000 people that are here today some really good rugby.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. And you would have been, Meg, looking forward to this, I'm sure, at the beginning of the year when you were lighting up the Six Nations. This would have been on your horizon. But you're wearing a rather attractive boot on your right foot, which says that injury, of course, is keeping you out of this. Give us a quick update on that, first of all.
Yeah, just got a little ankle injury 4 weeks in, probably got another 8 weeks, so it's not a big one. But yeah, a little bit of a setback, got major FOMO now, so yeah, I would have loved to be out with the girls, and of course build up to the World Cup as well would have been fantastic. But
yeah, well, for everybody out there today, it's another chance, isn't it, to show John Mitchell that they want to be in that squad, they want to be in that starting lineup with a World Cup a year away. And you know, how you respond to tests like this changes mindsets for coaches.
Yeah, definitely, and you want to perform every time you go out there, so when you're not in there you feel like you're missing out, or you know, you're not bonding with the girls, so those are all key occasions that you want to be part of. So yeah, no, my time will come, and I'm confident in that, and I know Mitch backs me and he trusts who I am as well.
Absolutely, he'll be coming in to chat to us later, so we can confirm that with him, and we'll look further at the lineup of who he's chosen to replace you and talk about that. But in terms of the bigger picture for England, a World Cup a year out, this is not just an important matchup with these two to see how they are against each other at the moment. It's also a chance to further cement the Red Roses into the public's consciousness, because tickets go on sale next week for that World Cup. It's a World Cup that England will be looking to rectify some wrongs and to heal some hurt from previous World Cup finals, but they need the public behind them. They want to sell out all those stadiums.
You're absolutely right. I mean, it's games like this that put women's rugby in the spotlight, and we have the opportunity to really sell the sport. We saw what the Lionesses did with regards to the Euros. They took it around the country, they got the fans, they engaged the nation, and I do believe England have the same ability to do so. I wish Jonesy is going to be back in time to play for that, because I do believe we are going to really make rugby a special special sport in this country because it is a changing time now, and women's rugby is absolutely thriving.
And the women are really aware of that, aren't they? You can see the way they respond to fans, how they're responding to their commitments on social media and everything else, that they understand this is a really great opportunity to take that next step.
Yeah, definitely. We've recently spoke about having a philosophy for the girls, so trying to make it bigger than the game itself, but obviously interacting with the fans is key for us. But also, obviously, from a team point of view, but individual perspective as well, because you want to feel personalised to the players. You want to know them, you want to interact with them. So yeah, it's definitely something we've spoken about, pushing the agenda a little bit more, and it's on us as well to push the game, not just those around us in the RFU.
And certainly that will be the performance on the pitch, I'm sure. Well, the Black Ferns arrived in the country a little bit earlier in the week, and they've been making their presence felt both amongst the fans and royalty.
Yeah, we all wanted a hug, but only if it was okay. Hug? Yeah. Why not? Oh, yeah!
Well, we all need a hug from time to time, but you know, it's little moments like that when things go viral, as that did, and it made the news at 10 o'clock, where you go, okay, you've got to take your opportunities, haven't you? And I'm sure the Red Roses would have loved to have given him a hug, or maybe a
Gabby, yeah, in my day, would have given him a fist pump. He would have given us a fist pump back. But it is brilliant to see. It went viral, and now people are talking about women's rugby and the New Zealand side. But I don't know how you feel about that, Meg.
No, like, look, our king to share. We're sharing, right? So I don't think we would have had the confidence to ask for a hug. We'll probably be a bit more PC, very British, just sitting in the background drinking some tea. So, no, yeah, it was good to see and amazing, like you said, to get them out there, get the women's rugby out there a little bit more.
Great to see King Charles engaging in it as well. OK, let's hear now from Director of Rugby for the Black Ferns, Alan Bunting. He's with Jenny Drummond.
Alan, well, this is a very big occasion indeed. The world champions up against the world number ones. How much weight do you put on this test today?
Oh, it's going to be a valuable experience for our ladies, to be here. And what a perfect day for rugby. And we've worked really hard. I'm really proud of the growth, and to be able to experience this ahead of the World Cup's massive for us.
Your first test since July. What are you expecting?
Oh, we know the Red Roses. They're a well-established team, really well-experienced team, and we've got some young ones in there that need to go experience it too, but we have got some experience in our group too, and we want to play our game today.
Talking of young ones, your half-back pairing, your 9 and 10, are quite young indeed, quite inexperienced on this stage. What are you wanting to see from them, and are they the future?
Yeah, we want them to guide us around the field and play our game too, but for us it's, the future for them. They're young, they're going to get to experience this at this stage, and hopefully again in a little bit, next year, but for them to come in, they've just got youth that, they're eager, they're professional, and, this is going to be really valuable for them.
Aisha Letilenga is back in the side, her first match since the last World Cup final after that horrendous ACL injury. What kind of boost is that to have her back?
Yeah, it is. Well, she's got experience too, and she doesn't change. When she plays, she's out on the field. She's lethal both sides of the ball, and she gives us good communication out on the field and helps our back three with that. So it's great to have her back on and off the field.
Well, we're looking forward to this one. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Well, England have played the Black Ferns 5 times in World Cup finals, and each time they have lost. They've beaten them plenty of times outside of that competition, but it starts to look like a mental problem, doesn't it? A block. Would you agree, Meg?
Yeah, I would say England have a mental block against New Zealand, but only in World Cups. Like you've already said, England have beaten New Zealand several times outside of World Cup cycles, but when it comes to a World Cup final in particular, they just don't seem to show up. If you think about it, in 1994, England won that World Cup, but they played against USA. New Zealand didn't attend that World Cup. Then in 2014, when we won it against Canada in the final, New Zealand got knocked out against Ireland. Thank you, Ireland. So when you think about in terms of England being able to get used to playing New Zealand in World Cups, they just haven't been able to turn up. They've got to harness that balance.
You can't say it's the occasion. There's going to be 40,000 here today. There were fewer than that, actually, in the last World Cup final. So it's not about the crowds. It's not about that. So it does look like something culturally that maybe John Mitchell has addressed already. You tell us. Has he talked about this?
Yeah, no, he mentioned how unfair the game was right at the beginning when he came in. So, and I think that was a big one for us because we kind of taken back a little bit and we thought, yeah, the game is unfair. It doesn't bow down for anyone regardless of all the accolades you have, all the wins you have. It comes down to each moment. And he also talks about, winning the game 4 or 5 times within the game. So yeah, it's going to be really crucial today in terms of set piece, etc. And yeah, to be honest with you,
but mentally it's important as well, isn't
yeah, of course, yeah, mentally I think is the biggest one, because you play Black Ferns and obviously you can see their culture's is tight, and I know Alan Bunting from the Sevens, he's really hot on that as well, but Mitch has given us a lot to think about and to connect with as well.
Sarah Hunter, who's of course defence coach, has said that England have got to step it up because they had 17 tackles missed in the second half, 7 in the first against France last week. We know, replacements come on and the game changes slightly. Does that look like an issue for you, or are we overplaying it?
I think England have always been fantastic at starting games. Against France last weekend, they scored 3 tries in 22 minutes. But in the second half, they always have a tendency of almost taking their foot off the pedal. In 22 minutes, also, France scored their 2 tries. So you do think for England, they've just got to learn to, I know it sounds very obvious, but play 80 minutes. Don't let teams back in. When England played France in the Six Nations last year, the score at half-time was 33-0 to England, and then they let France back in and they scored 5 tries. So England just need to stay on top of the game throughout.
Aisha Letainga has been mentioned already today, and she is a player who caused the hurt. She scored that winning try against England in that World Cup final, but she's been out for a couple of years with an ACL, and she is back for her first start today. You'd expect a play to be a little bit rusty, but not her. She's got an all-round game.
Wow, she's one sensational player. She is pretty much a wrecking ball. Her nickname is the Detonator for a reason, because when she takes the ball up, she always creates damage. And in the World Cup final, she scored 2 tries. So look, she wasn't even starting. She came off the bench. And what's great about her, she has a fantastic balance between strength, power and agility, and New Zealand is very good at setting the ball up for her. I know when she's got the ball in hand, she's absolutely ruthless. The key thing is, how fit will she be, and will she be up for the game today?
Well, she's talked, hasn't she, Meg, about how in that time off she was able to reset herself as a person. She got herself an extraordinarily large dog, a dog de Bordeaux. Google them, they're massive. And she's kind of enjoyed finding out who she is outside of rugby, but the enthusiasm, the passion and the desire are still there.
Yeah, I think it's really important for players, particularly, we're in this bubble for so long, is to find a different purpose at times. And yeah, it's just really important for your mental health as well. Keep some mental sanity in there. So yeah, it sounds good that she knows what she's doing and she's getting on with it. But yeah, it's definitely something you look for in a player.
OK, let's turn our attention to England then. 5 changes to the team that faced France last Saturday. 1 in the back line, 4 within the pack. And on the bench, Gloucester Hartbury back rower Georgia Brock is in the line for her debut. There you go, confirmation of that side that John Mitchell, head coach, has chosen today to take on the Black Ferns. I'm delighted to say he's joined me in the studio. John, just showing your team there, the changes you've made, what are the thinking? What's the thoughts behind those changes?
Really just because we're still into pre-season, I've got to give the front row time. So I've decided to change the front row, and then obviously had planned change between Skaz and Helena.
Yeah, and this is a team obviously that knows the weight of history. Many of these players involved in that World Cup final that England lost very marginally. We've talked to Meg about that. How much are you working on that mindset with these players?
We definitely wouldn't like to give them too much access today with a year out, but it is still pre-season. We're building towards WXV. I thought last week we were exceptional in our line speed and our hits, but in attack I think we could have just played a little bit more on top, so hopefully we can achieve that today.
And this momentum that England have got, unbeaten since that World Cup final, do you think about that? Is it important to keep that run going?
We've chosen to play these matches, so we want lessons, we want problems, because I think the girls are really, really good at solving. And so we just can't afford to play teams that we expect to beat. We've got to play teams that are threats and give us problems. So hopefully we'll get lessons today that we can take forward.
One of the debutants last week, the debutant, Maddie Fuanati, really impressed you, Maggie, didn't she? And she gets a go again today.
Yeah, I mean, look, John, she was outstanding last weekend. Definitely showed what she's capable of doing. Can I ask you, what impressed you about what she did last weekend, and what do you hope to see today?
We asked her to play on the edge. Meg knows about playing with the what we call the shaker forwards for some reason, but they're there to shake the place up really, and she hit her lines really, really well. But she's starting to stay a lot taller in a running and a carry, which then allows her post tackle to be able to keep the ball alive. I thought she died with the ball a little bit too early in the Six Nations, but she's really adapted to that.
She's definitely playing with some aggression and some ambition as well. So hopefully, do you expect to see a bit more of that today then?
Yeah, we've got to be really direct. I thought we were a bit loose last week. As much as they played with that intent and they did what we asked them to do, but we've got to try and be direct, then play and then win the edge and just stay on top, and that'll be the key. And also when you play New Zealand, I think you've got to turn them around as well because they're not used to that.
John, good luck today. We'll look after Meg for you. She's going to be back in the fold very, very soon.
Cheers. Good to see you, Meg. There you go. Thank you, Maggie.
See you later,
Bye-bye.
John. Thank you so, so much. Well, we have two captains today in Marley Packer and Kennedy Tukuafu, who are great leaders, aren't they? We see the battles on the field, but rarely, if ever, do we get to hear them talking, these two captains of a World Cup winning team and the #1 team in the world, about the rivalries off the pitch in women's rugby. And this is one of the great rivalries in women's rugby. And that is what we have for you right now. England are the champions of WXV1 for 2023.
I think the rivalry between us is massive. We know we're definitely going to get a game against the best of the best.
New Zealand Rugby World Cup 2021 champions.
There's a long history between our teams. This will be a lot of our first time playing here in Allianz Stadium. And, you know, we've heard stories from the old girls saying, you know, it's you can't hear, the fans are passionate. We're really looking forward to just getting into it.
Every time you step out onto this pitch against New Zealand, you know it's going to be one hell of a battle.
Rugby World Cup final, that's just a hell of a moment in time.
Yeah. It seemed to be like, you scored, we scored, you scored, we scored, right till that end.
From the depths of despair to World Cup winners once more, New Zealand are the champions.
We didn't execute when we needed to. That was the heartbreaking bit for me, and I think for the squad as well, that actually there was a lot of learnings, but there's not too much we could have changed about what actually happened.
Last time we met WXV last year, having our fans there and growing the game again, obviously got one over us, and we had to go away and take a lot of learnings from that.
It was a year on from the loss of the World Cup final. For us, it was about actually not putting wrongs right, or it wasn't anything about the year before, but it was actually just go out there and enjoy the rugby we were playing.
Full credit, you've shown how good you are in the Six Nations, and as you say, coming up against the Red Roses, it's always going to be a battle of the Titans.
Well, great respect between those two captains, but a little bit of news to bring you for Marley Packer, because just a little bit earlier when she was warming up, we have a moment which is a slight concern, you think, for John Mitchell, where she rolls her ankle and is obviously very uncomfortable there. We haven't heard any more about whether there is going to be a change to the starting lineup. No, we have. We've just heard she is going to play, but it is worth, Maggie, keeping an eye on her. I think Sarah Orchard, I'm sure, will have her eyes all over that, because, you know, it's one of those things, isn't it, that might feel okay and then just could go again.
Absolutely. And is it worth the risk, though, at the same time? But the good thing about England, they've got quite a few players on the bench who can cover. Moena Talling is one who could definitely slot in.
Yeah, England do have great strength in depth. They certainly do. That's why Meg Jones is here, and a woman like Emily Scarrett is going to be out there today. Her 100th start today for England, and a player who's done it all and seems to want to keep on doing it. And you think this centre pairing today is really interesting, and I'm really interested to know why you want to talk about centres. I thought that was the last area of the pitch that you would want to talk about.
I want to big up my girls. I live in the middle. So no, Skazzy, Emily Scarrett, she's great great person to have on the pitch. She has plenty of accolades. But yeah, I think she's one to watch. She's got the vision. She's got the run, pass, kick options like we saw against Ireland here at Allianz. And Tati as well. She's nice and direct. She had a standout performance in Gloucester. And I think, yeah, it's just going to be a good partnership, particularly up against Ruhe Dement and also Sylvia Brunt.
Meg can't say this, Maggie. She lit up the Six Nations and looked like an absolute nailed on one of the first names on the team sheet. So, you know, going forwards, John Mitchell, if I'd had the audacity to ask him, would definitely want Meg on that team sheet. But it's amazing Emily Scarrett, after everything she's been through with her injuries, with her neck, is wanting to put her body on the line continually. There's unfinished business for her.
That's typically Scarrett for you, isn't it? She gives her all for her club and her country, and she's done so much in that white jersey. And I know the thing that she wants to achieve one more time is to win a World Cup, and to do it at home would be a special thing. So I hope she achieves it. Obviously, I think Jones is brilliant, and I'd love to see her in that position as well. But Scarrett is one player who definitely will not give up the fight.
And let's talk a little bit about where, if there is anywhere that you think these Black Ferns, where England are saying they can be exposed. Is there a weakness? What will they have been talking about this week?
I think there's a couple of areas. Set piece, definitely. England would want to perform in that area, and if they can dominate that area, I think they'll stay on top. You heard Mitch talk about being direct. It's going to be a battle of physicality, and that's what these games bring. So definitely being direct, and also we spoke about turning them. So playing in their half, keeping them down there. We've seen previously they like to play out of their own 22. So let's keep them down there. Let's keep that aggression in the defence. I'm keep them trying to guess what we're doing as well.
OK, it is time for the talking to stop and the action to start. Well, there'll be a bit more talking because it comes from our excellent commentary team today. Katie, Daly McLean and Sarah Orchard. What an atmosphere.
Yes, thank you, Gabby. What an atmosphere. Well, this match has been billed as a friendly, but never has a word been less suitable. It is arguably the greatest test rivalry in women's rugby. And already the crowd here inside the Allianz Stadium enjoying the atmosphere as the sides come out. The eagle eye will have spotted it was actually Zoe Harrison of Saracens who led England out. She actually won her 50th cap last week, but superstition just stopped her from leading them out then. And it's England at the moment lining up on the left-hand side of the field. Plenty of support for them. New Zealand, they were led out by their co-captains, Kennedy Tukawafu and Ruahei Dement. As the stadiums do welcome these two sides, and what many really do believe this could be a World Cup final rehearsal for next year. Today it's just plain old pride and bragging rights that are up for grabs. Right then, we're going to have the anthems, and of course first will be God Defend New Zealand. Next up, of course, it is God Save the King. That'll be sung by Amanita Francis. both sides not quite ready to get going just yet. They're just going to clear the field, but of course this is New Zealand, so it will be time for the Black Ferns haka. It's called Ka Hui Mai, and they've actually had their own haka for nearly 20 years now. As the Black Ferns get ready, so will England, because they have to prepare to respect the challenge. And the haka for New Zealand will be led by Ruahei Dement. And Katie Daly-McLean, this is a special moment.
It really is. It's probably one of the iconic moments of sport. And to face it, it for me was one of the best moments of my career. You know, it's ferocious.
Here we go then, Black Ferns haka. Well, it's quite the moment for both sides. England were quick into that huddle. They were not hanging around to watch any longer. And we are nearly ready to go here. But we are going to be talking you through the lineups first of all. Well, John Mitchell, of course, he makes 5 changes to his England side that actually beat France last week. In the forwards, he's flipped his entire front row. You've got Carson, Atkin Davis and Bernal starting. He's also brought in Bristol Bears lock Abby Ward, who returns from injury. In the backs, you've got Emily Scarrett making her 100th start for the Red Roses. That's on the occasion of her 113th cap. And wearing the 13 shirt, of course, the Loughborough Lightning centre becomes only the 3rd woman to reach the 100 starts milestone. That's behind Sarah Hunter and Rocky Clark. And on the benches, a really special day for back rower Georgia Brock. She's a PWR champion with Gloucester Hartbury, and she could make her England debut this afternoon. OK, time to take a look at the visitors. 2 changes for New Zealand since their last fixture against Australia back in July. In the forwards, co-captain Kennedy Tukuafu starts. She's got married very recently in the last 2 weeks. Used to be Kennedy Simon. And there's plenty of excitement around the number 8, Kaipara and Baker. But in the backs, it's that return of the winger Aisha Letiainga that really catches the eye. But also a big focus on the young halfbacks, Maya Joseph and Hannah King, who'll be supported by the solid midfield pairing of Ruahei Dement and Lamui Poloto Lamahi Taihi Sylvia Brunt. And, of course, on the bench, there's plenty of experience on offer as well, including Olympic Sevens champion Ruby Tui, who's now dedicated the end of her professional career to 15s, with ambitions, of course, of making next year's Rugby World Cup. Well, forming the captain, Katie Daly-McLean, we've already spoken there about the haka, but just explain to people who don't know about this rivalry.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, you know New Zealand, you know how iconic they are for women's rugby, but this is the biggest challenge England women will face. You know, you talk about France, but New Zealand are the nemesis. The team we only used to play in World Cup finals, now playing them much more regularly. So this could be an absolute classic.
Well, our referee today is South Africa's Amy Barrett-Theron. A very calm pair of hands, and she is ready to go. Right, no hugs or cuddles for the next 80 minutes. This is the world number 1s against the world champions. England against New Zealand, and we're underway at the Allianz Stadium. Aitchison. Big clearance for her. And out in the backfield, Holmes on the ball. She's also the goal kicker for the Black Ferns as well. And a big attack, first of all, then, for the visitors. Gathered, goes through the hands from Joseph to King, as we said there in the build-up. Two real youngsters who've been given responsibility to lead this back line for New Zealand. Popped off, ball keeping in the hands. Big tackle coming in. Abby Dow pushing the Black Ferns back. Still Black Ferns ball.
Good work, tackler.
Maya Joseph, 22 years old. Trying to find someone. Maya Kavana Kalani Roos, the Blues' second row, taking her body down to the ground. We're going to get to see a Red Roses attack. Kilda, she lit up the Six Nations. She can see space there from the Black Ferns. That's a nice little touch there by the England fullback. Gathered in the end by King, who sends it back, and Aitchison waits to gather. Really nice take there from a real awkward ball for Aitchison, who runs up to the halfway. Hunt, Hurd. Through the guts of the part this time by Atkin Davis. Hurd again. Huge tackles going on in the midfield. Not on ball twice there, but the first one by the Red Roses, and we get to see a scrum for the Black Ferns.
It's a nice opening from both teams, isn't it? You know, just playing through the phases, getting the ball in hand. Bit of a loose kick we saw from Joseph there, which allowed Ellie Kildun to get ahead of and find space. But ultimately, just an opening couple of minutes. This is a great shot, isn't it? New Zealand, we know, are physical. It was Dumont, their co-captain in that example, getting in the line, getting in that passing space.
Well, John Mitchell completely changed the Red Roses front row. We were told it was always planned. So Mackenzie Carson, Lark Atkin Davis and Sarah Byrne now. Big focus on them now. Going up against Velika, Ponsonby and Colone Vale. Good scrum is held. Right, Dement. Big pass out wide to Letty Ainga. She's electric. Scarrett needs to be sure of the tackle. Back inside, really nice to Brunt. Brunt still on the ball and strung by the visitors. King. In the middle there is Bremner. Almost run into her own player. Still nice here by the Black Ferns. Huge tackles raining down on them. Getting involved there, Fayanati as well. They've got numbers on the far side, and the Red Roses just having to scramble around and reorganise. Joseph. Threatening stuff this time. Velika. Big Blues prop driving on. Huge tackles there coming in. That one by Alex Matthews. Rugby World Cup winner back in 2014. Still going strong. King with the distribution. She's got really quick hands. As Bremner there fumbles with the ball, and it's gathered by Allcroft. Advantage to the Red Roses. Aitchison just manages to get rid of any pressure, sends it down, but it will be a Black Ferns putter.
It's good possession by New Zealand, isn't it? They're holding the ball well, they look comfortable. We talked about their halfbacks being young, but it doesn't seem to faze them, you know, going through the phases, playing their forwards. Here, this is a lovely first phase. Great ball. She sees Jess Breach just get a little bit high and goes over the top of her. And it's a great tackle by Emily Scarrett there.
Girls, we just need to get your timing there, please. You can only move once the ball is thrown. You're preloading. Once the ball is thrown, then you can move.
Okay, just a warning there by Amy Barrett-Theron. Special day for her as well today. She's the first female referee to 40 tests. Ball eventually in by Ponsonby. But no, Black Ferns not listening. Well, she was very clear there, Amy Barrett-Theron, about what she wanted. Black Ferns didn't listen. And it's a free kick here. And so the Red Roses just deciding on the right call. Ball goes to Aitchison.
Let's go, please.
And she just puts a bit of welly behind it in the end. No height on the ball, though. Really scuttering low kick, so slightly easier for King to take. And that was a big hit straight there for the Red Roses. Oh, look at those legs working the hard yards there through Colone Vale. This is nice by the Black Ferns. Any pressure they're managing to get rid of straight away and shake it off. Box kick once again coming in by Joseph. Molly Aitchison, she's just letting that ball bounce, and she's giving time for the Black Ferns to get back. You can see the nerves out there across the park. Everyone knows what this means as Kildun goes into contact, and the Black Ferns were over that ball so fast.
Really clear comms there from the referee. Tackler hasn't rolled from that tackle situation, therefore the jackal can't happen. It's really frustrating as well when, as a player, you get a good jackal in there and your tackler just hasn't been able to get out of that area. But big opportunity for England to get out of their 22.
Okay, ball is clear on the far side, and there's been some really big carries, you have to say, by the Black Ferns already in this fixture, and they're really happy just to go through the guts of the park.
Yeah, they are. When they just look comfortable, don't they? I think we said they hadn't played since July, but here they don't look a team that hasn't had any rugby, quite comfortable with their patterns.
Big line out there for the Red Roses. Aitchison so flat to the line, gives it to Packer, who really rides that tackle well, considering how hard she was hit. But here we go. The Red Roses are off through Matthews. Still going. She does just release the ball. Referee is happy for her to play on. Hurd. Missed pass. It wasn't Hurd. Went Aitchison, and oh my goodness. Don't watch that one back later. And if ever there was a display of how nervy this game is, that attack by the Red Roses was it.
Yeah, it was a really good build-up, wasn't it? It was Alex Matthews there just on your screen. She made a really good decision, ball in hand, space opened up. You can just see here she goes through that gap and then she's away. She is deceptively quick. Not tackled, so not held Chingatman play, but here from Holly just a bit loose.
Ponsonby actually started out her career playing more in the back rows, now shifted more to hooker, and it's a better line out now by the Black Ferns, as we get to see on the ball there Olsen Baker, but it's stolen really nice by the Red Roses, who have another attack. Switch round there by Aitchison. Breach hanging out on the wing on her own, needs some support. Hunt. Feyanati.
Good timing on this tackle, yeah?
Could have represented New Zealand herself. Scarrett. There's a New Zealand player over the top of that, but referee happy ball is there. Aitchison, Feyanati again. And that's a great steal by New Zealand. Wonderful poaching. As Letty Ayinga tries to break away down this near side. That's why she's dangerous. They need to make an attack on Letty Ayinga is off. And Jess Breach is hunting her down. Wonderful tackle by Breach to stop the danger women of the moment. And the penalty comes as well, the Red Roses' way, and take a bow, Jess Breach.
Great bit of defensive work from England there. Nice little opening break from New Zealand, but that lady there, Jess Breach, pace, power, but composure on that last one. Had to make sure she made that tackle, and she did.
Well, it was Letty Ayinga who broke away, and just watching this, doesn't make touch. Oh, King has just kept that one in, so play continues. Holmes has it, back to King. So mistake there by the Red Roses, giving possession back to the Black Ferns. Mikaeli Tu'u, back rower, getting involved. Hack through there this time comes by Joseph, and they are targeting that backfield quite a lot at the moment, the Black Ferns. Here comes Kildun, passes out to Dow. She can gas if she wants to, Hacks on the ball. That's a really nice kick by Abby Dow. Holmes. Vahakolo, she's dangerous in her own right. Still Vahakolo. Dement, back inside to Brunt. They're almost like birds in flight with ball in hand at the moment, the Black Ferns. Ponsonby. Middle of the park, Ruse. Cross field, Letty Ayinga there again. Kildun. Lost forward by Letty Ayinga. As the ball goes back, advantage to England, and they will this time take the knock on. And Letty Ayinga, all the pressure on her. Weckling, she has not played international rugby since the World Cup final 2 years ago.
Welcome back to Test rugby, isn't it? I mean, fair play. She's had 4 or 5 involvements there, which have involved big running, but you see from this face here, Abby Dow kicks ahead. It's England's chase. Mo Hunt's alongside her, but New Zealand are so dangerous, so comfortable ball in hand. They just make good decisions. Missed tackle by Emily Scarrett, and then they're away. Ball in two hands, Demond, Brunt. Great cover by Holly Aitchison. But New Zealand just look really, really comfortable. They've started really bright here, and this is a lovely weighted kick, isn't it, from the scrum half. Let's I'm not sure she wanted another 50-metre run in, but great tackle by Ellie Kildunn. I think the next bit now is just for England to settle. They need to get hold of the ball. They need to have a little bit more composure, but what great weight on that kick.
You do feel the weight of history on this fixture at the moment. No one really probably be able to express themselves just yet. Gloucester Hartbury's Hunt with the put in and a big push by the Black Ferns. Matthews gathers from number 8.
No more.
Hunt gets it back. Aitchison, big right boot down the near side. That one does find touch. But again, it will be a Black Ferns put in. And we haven't really seen a strong period of attack by the Red Roses at the right end of the field. They've just been mopping up things at their own end.
They haven't, but Meg Jones talks about in commentary, and it's about winning the moment. At the moment, New Zealand have momentum. So England just have to find their way into the game. Whether they use Holly's kicking game, Mo's kicking, Natasha Hunt's kicking game, they have to find their way into it.
Here come the Ferns again. Joseph, Demont. Michaeli too. She nearly breaks the tackle. So strong this time. It's Velika. The props doing a lot of work out there. The closest we've been to a try line, and Hurd has
it. Use it, 9.
Hunt being told to get on with it.
Got scrum advantage.
Driven forward again by the forwards, trying to find that field position to get it away. Scarrett now, and she's been charged down, but I think they're playing penalty advantage. And you could just see there that Aitchison was looking for Scarrett for the clearance, who's as good a kicker as anyone.
Yeah, she really is. Something that Emily Scarrett will be really frustrated with that. But I think for me, England are just overplaying, you know. The last thing you want is the breakdown in the middle of the pitch, because it makes it really hard for your kickers. In that instance, Natasha Hunt just needs to work them to a sideline. Emily Scarrett's travelling there. She's travelling towards the defence, who are already coming to put pressure on you. England need to work themselves to 15s to give their kickers an easier way to exit this 22.
Crouch. Bind. Steady. Set.
Oh, once again, it's Matthews who gathers at the base, and they spin it out. Oh, once again, Scarrett with the clearance, but that's been touched by a Black Fern, and the Red Roses trying to exit out of their own half is not going well. They've managed to get it back. Hurd.
Ball carrier dipping.
Hunt looks up, options available. Aitchison with the spinning pass to Kildunn. This time, Packer is hanging out. Finally Breach with a little bit of space. That was a nice touch over.
Back by Black.
And it's still Breach who has it to Hunt. Now to Packer. Miscommunication. Ball's knocked on.
Yeah, I think if you're England and you're John Mitchell, you're probably starting to get a little bit frustrated. You know, there is some really bright moments. Just a little bit of overplaying. This is nice by England. Good read, good depth by Ellie Kildunn. And then they're in the basics. Ball in two hands, find the space. I think that came off Breach's shin a little bit. But ball's coming back to them, and it's just about going through your moments there. I think
all good, Amy.
You can see why Mo and Natasha Hunt has given that ball to Marley Packer, because she's facing the wrong way. But I think it's just England just needs to be a little bit more clinical with this possession.
I wonder what notes are being made up there. John Mitchell on the far right of your screen in the glasses with the white top on.
Next
to Lewis Deacon, Sarah Hunter alongside, and then in front of her, Lou Meadows.
You come to the left. More, please. More. Thank you.
Pretty tense, you have to say, round Twickenham. As we said in the build-up to this, I mean, this is a friendly, but between these two sides, there's just so much on the line every single time they play, and if you're a regular watcher of Red Roses rugby, it will be a long time since you've seen a scoreline of 0-0 after 15 minutes.
Fine. 6.
And there you go, the Black Ferns coaching staff there. It was Alan Bunting on the top left-hand side of your screen as Joseph comes away with the ball. King gets it out to Demant. Now, off her wing looking for work is Ainga, who you have to say, she hasn't played international rugby for a while. The odd thing's loose, but her opposite wing, and Caitlin Vahakolop, she is looking strong.
Sorry.
Aitchison takes the ball. She knows she's got a Black Fern up in her face straight away in the form of Maya Joseph. Red Roses are not used to not having as much time as they like when they get possession, and they're going to have to learn to play a bit quicker. Black Ferns also, they are used to having most things their way. That's a great break through the middle of the park. Here comes Sarah Burns. She can run if she wants to. Red Roses arrive. Box kick by Hunt. Over the top. That's a nice bouncing ball. And this is the first time we'll see the Black Ferns under pressure. All comes from Gloucester Hartbury, vice-captain Natasha Hunt.
Brilliant little kick there, absolutely lovely by Natasha Hunt. It's exactly what you want from your halfbacks. Manage the territory, manage the possession. We see Sarah Burns break here again from that lady Alex Matthews, who's been phenomenal. And once England are going forward, they look much more comfortable. She just gets to her nice and early there, and it's very, very well weighted. Great kick.
Ball is in. Black Ferns have it. Stolen ball by the Red Roses. A warning there also against New Zealand as well. Co-captain Kennedy Tukawafu and the Red Roses, they're going for the corner. They might have played some expansive rugby during the Six Nations, but I think we know what's coming, Katie Daly-McLean.
You never know. No, but I think you're right. You know, catch and drive, go to their basics. Just, you know, haven't had a lot of possession of territory. This is big for the Red Roses.
Atkin Davis gets the ball in, taken cleanly in the air, and the whole of the crowd at the Allianz Stadium is urging the Red Roses on. At the back, the ball is there and it's down. Try is given to the Red Roses, who have not had the territory or the possession, but they are scoring. We'll wait for confirmation, but pretty confident it was Marley Packer who touched that one down. She was scoring last week from the back of those lineouts, and she's doing it again.
And this is what makes these games so valuable for England. We've seen them rattle, we've seen them pressurise, but when they get their opportunity, they take it. And whether it's by free-throw rugby or the drive and maul, as long as those points go on the board, you don't care. It's really well formed, though. You know, New Zealand do a really good job to try and stop that. Like you say, I think it is Marley Packer at the back of that. But just really, really good drill, isn't it? Done well, delivered well by Lark Atkin Davies, formed well.
All good, Amy.
Aitchison then comes in with the conversion, but you're a better kicker than me, Katie Daly-McLean. That's a tricky one at the best of times.
It is, but I think Holly kicked very well against France last weekend. You know, there's a bit of criticism thrown her way in the Six Nations about the percentage she was kicking at, and I think it's building. You know, it's something that she will continually to work on. Not an easy one from outside. You know, it's much easier when they're in front of the posts.
Right then, restart about to get underway, but let's check in then with the England coaching box and Jenny Drummond.
I'm alongside Lou Meadows. Lou, I mean, how pleased are you to get that try there, given it was a very tense start?
Yeah, we just needed to build some momentum into the game. I think we need to play rugby in the right areas of the pitch, and that attacking line break from Sarah Byrne there just got us in a really good position, and then we can go after our set piece like we wanted to.
Is it a case of playing your way into this match? Was there an element of overplaying to start with?
No, we've always going to attack it from all areas of the park, so we knew they'd throw everything at us, especially in the first 20, and it was all about how we attack it from that first kick-off receipt. And yeah, there's probably the exposure as well to something new, because we haven't seen them play in a while, so we're just figuring it out, and I think we need to ask them a few more questions to their defensive line, and then we'll be in a good place.
Thanks very much for your time.
No worries.
Black Ferns on the ball, back inside of the Red Roses half of the field. Maya Joseph, Ruse, Dement out towards the far side of the field, and you have to say, Caitlin Vaiakolo, only 24 years old. You can really feel her presence. 4 tries she scored against Australia in their 62-0 win back in July. Hannah King, big tackle going in on her.
Going back to the advantage, offside.
Okay, offside by the Red Roses. You just see Abby Ward on your picture there. Missed out last week with injury, but straight back
White
into
offside,
this side.
the ruck.
And of course, a big narrative we haven't really spoken too much about, Casey, is the fact that, although this is the friendly that isn't friendly, is of course it's WXV, this big global tournament moving into its second year that starts in Canada in a few weeks' time. And for the Red Roses, this is a selection game.
Yeah, definitely. You know, there's girls out there that are trying to put their hand up to make sure they're on that plane. I think for John Mitchell, you know, he'll be starting to figure out what his combinations are, who is going to play. But yeah, ultimately, you need to put out a performance today.
Ponsonby, and that's not clean. Advantage for England. Okay, now you might be interested in this penalty because, of course, there are lots of things going on at the moment. Law trials across the world. You'll have heard Amy Barrett-Theron be very clear there. You cannot play the 9. It's all about protecting the 9 at the moment. Do you like it, Katie?
Yeah, 100%. I think it supports your attacking side, doesn't it? Ultimately, we want to see this game played, this wide, expansive game. If 9s are getting caught at the breakdowns by back rows, I don't know if we'll see here where they'll play on, but you want to protect that space. And at the moment, as soon as hands on, number 3 from New Zealand can't grab Natasha Hunt.
Well, from the line out, England can't hold on to it.
It was a tackle only. No advantage.
Ball will come back then once again. So after all that excitement from the Red Roses and that penalty, they get to come back straight away. 32nd test match was played between these two sides. It's still the Black Ferns who lead statistically. They've got 19 wins
keep your break foot,
to England's 11. They did draw one along the way as well. Last time they played wasn't actually the World Cup final. It was in WXV last year, which the Red Roses came away winners of 33 points to 12. Olsen Baker gathers at the base and they managed to feed it out back down the Black Ferns line. Brunt is down on the ground. Hand in there by Packer, and that's a penalty she's given away there.
You've got a penalty advantage.
What will New Zealand do with this? They've got a free hit to something, and they'll bring it back for the penalty.
You can't tackle the scrum off. Same as the one over there.
Well, New Zealand have been over here for about a week or so. Other than meeting the King, they did actually have a bit of a training session with Wales as well. Wales played Scotland last weekend. They've still got a fixture coming up against Australia next week. Later today, we're saying that Scotland will be playing Fiji. You can catch up with that one on the BBC iPlayer later at 4:45.
Yeah, she knows exactly what she's doing.
Yeah, just losing a little bit of shape. There's not really happening. I think Marley Packer here, again, playing the 9. That's what that penalty's for.
Ponsonby, long towards back. Oh, what a take by Abby Ward. What a steal.
Take him back.
Abby Ward, of course, she took a year out, well, not even a year out, half a year out for her baby Hallie. And here comes Abby down. What a handoff. Oh, she's jumped the player. something special. Half the length of the field on her own. And the Red Roses have got space on the far side. They go through the middle, though. Hunt. Aldcroft, Aitchison, Feyanati. That looked like a good steal by the Black Ferns. England just not securing that ball, and that handed there by Aldcroft just stops a little bit, but what a passage of play.
And this is what Lou Meadows was talking about, wasn't it? England wanting to play from anywhere. Great steal by Abby Ward, athleticism to get up in front of the Black Ferns jumper. And then here, England are just brave. Great hands, Emily Scarrett under pressure, Ellie Kildunn under pressure, but they get Abby Dow away. And we've just seen how phenomenally dangerous and so physical, you know, ball in two hands. Nice little hurdle there. Great scrag down at the end.
Well, the Black Ferns are backing off. How will they react to that last attack? Holmes pushing towards the far side. Kolo again. Ayinga just going in to tidy the ball. Has that one gone forward? Yes. You can just see there Amy Barrett throwing, saying, don't worry, I've got it. Everyone stay calm.
Yeah, as a player, it's so hard. You're living the emotions of the game, just making sure referees got it under control. It's a great opening start, though, isn't it? Two of the best sides in the world really going toe-to-toe. Nobody said we're going to tuck it up. Both teams have come here to play.
You pulled away quite a far from her.
You just see Sarah Byrne there at the top of your screen there. Playing three for England. Well, just a little message to say that they've actually introduced a sensory room here at the Allianz Stadium. It's the first time, as she just packs down there, and she does have her little nephew Finley, who has autism. He's also got his brother George as well, but a big moment for them that he's able now to come and watch her at Twickenham, because sometimes he did find the matches a bit much, but if you do want to come now, the sensory room is available. Hunt. Cross field kick coming down is breached there. Oh, just a bit too much on it.
Straight up.
And that's a little gift to the Black Ferns to get the ball back.
Straight out.
Again, though, nice faces out there in those wide channels.
Can they just go in a bit
Holly
straighter,
Aitchison and Jess Breach just on the same wavelength, just the execution.
Okay. This used to be your specialist subject, Katie.
It's one of my favourite things, especially if you get it right. It literally is undefendable, because wingers have to mark what's in front of them. You can't always mark the space.
Straight enough.
Joseph, King, Dement. That's a really nice. Oh, but the execution wasn't there. You can see what New Zealand are trying to do. They love running with the ball in hand. It is just in their DNA, but they're just a bit rusty, and we have to remember they haven't played as units since July.
Yeah, I mean, you watch us do it. It's so congested, but what a line from Sylvia Brunt there. If she takes that, she is going clean through. And for England, it's so hard to defend because there are so many black shirts. You've almost got to gamble because they're playing so flat to that defensive line.
Brunt, she really is going to be something special. Only 20 years old. Made her debut at age only 18 against Canada in the Pacific Force Series. And you have to say the age of this Black Ferns squad is probably what will be so nerve-wracking for the Red Roses going forward. The Red Roses are all in majority late 20s, early 30s. As the Black Ferns, it's a very fresh squad. Scarrett. Aitchison, Kildunn, that was well worked. Can she finish it back inside? No. Loose ball. It's still loose. It's still live, this ball. And the Black Ferns are still going. Well, everyone can start breathing again. That was a bit nervy.
Back by Black.
Aitchison does watch that ball bounce a lot. Kildunn push back. Scarrett so flat to the line. Packer holds her own. Hurd. Ward. Hunt. Hurd. Dow once again. Oh, she's flying. She is absolutely flying and scoring. the stadium. It's taken a while for the Red Roses to warm up, but the scoreline now certainly heading in their direction.
Yeah, it's a great couple of carries from England's forwards. Here we see Abby Ward, and then just simple hands, great ball, Tatiana Hart. They've given Abby down space, and one-on-one, she has broken the first tackle every time she's carried today, and New Zealand had nobody in behind. Just the physicality of Abby Dow, the fend, ball in one hand. She is so comfortable, really flirting with that touchline. She's been very, very good in this opening 30 minutes.
Right, the shot clock has gone. She was too slow there, Holly Aitchison, to take her conversion. You've got 60 seconds. That used to be 90, but it has just come down now. So Holly Aitchison caught out. She's not the first. Some people might remember Amendola Farrell. That was when it was at 90 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, isn't it? I'm sure Holly's, usually it's up and around in the stadium. I didn't see it in that example, but Holly wants to take her time. Something that as the season goes, she'll just keep working, just keep managing those seconds.
Right, ahead of the restart, let's check in with the Black Ferns coaching staff, Jenny Drummond.
Yes, I'm alongside Tony Christie now. Tony, a very busy 30 minutes. How would you unpick it so far?
Yeah, it's been a hell of a game so far. Great atmosphere in here. A couple opportunities we missed, and a couple individual one-on-one tackles, but so far, great spectacle.
Yeah, do you think there's an element of frustration at all, given the opportunities that you've created, how quick you are with ball in hand?
Oh, that's the brand we play. We like to throw the ball around and create opportunities. There will be mistakes, so we're going to stay calm and execute those.
Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
The Black Ferns staying calm. It's quite hard to stay calm between these two sides. Whenever they play, there is nothing calm about it. King. Still Hannah King. Worth a big shout out to Hannah King's parents, Peter and Adele, who have travelled abroad for the very first time to come to England to watch their daughter play. It was a bucket list moment for her dad in particular. This time it's Velika, only 23 years old again, the big prop.
She's got it, good turnover.
Red Roses ball, Carson.
She wrapped it,
Hunt. Aitchison, numbers out wide again, and Kildun just can't get that last pass away. Hunt waits for Packer to arrive.
Ball carrier very low. Ball carrier very low.
There's a bit of a feeling that the Red Roses is trying to hold on to control of this fixture, almost frustrate the Black Ferns. Vahakolo gives it back to Holmes. Holmes, one of the really pivotal players for the Black Ferns in that World Cup final back in 2022, taking her kicks well at goal. Captain Tukuwafu.
Use it 9.
Missed out on that last game against Australia, but back in the mix once again. Ponsonby.
Not on the ball, on the body.
Almost a bit looked like Maya Joseph thought about box kicking them, but changed her mind. So the Black Ferns just keep that ball in their hands.
Use it 9.
Huge whack put on the ball. Comes down to Kildun. She runs round. Letty Iinga gives it to Scarrett, and Scarrett's going, but she's on her own. Oh, warning there.
She'll have to come around.
Black Ferns just coming from the wrong place to try and get that ball. They've got to get onside.
No, you were like halfway down to the ground.
Better from England, though, isn't it? Starting to keep more comfortable holding possession, not being loose with it. You know, Emily Scarrett, Ellie Kildun, some big collisions, but England just allowing themselves to play in the right position.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ellie Kildun, you know, great feet, isn't it? Ability to get off the touchline is so important from your back three. And then Emily Scarrett, good carry. Olsen Baker there, never gets her feet round, is always offside when she goes to compete the ball.
Well, this is a bit of an opportunity for the Red Roses. They've got penalty advantage as well here. It's gone down to ground. Hurd. Oh, it's nice to Scarrett, who's still pumping the hard yards. 2 metres left to go. Still penalty advantage. Red Roses here have an opportunity. Right, the warning there is against Ponsonby, and if there's another one here, there could be a card.
Penalty there for collapse. Where was the one in that? It's where the more happened, right? We're in line with the AR.
Black number 3, Amy.
Well, basically, Holly Aitchison's deciding where she wants to kick the ball from.
Collapsing.
Yeah, exactly that. They're always going to go to the corner, not going to look for the point, so closer to the touchline is easier.
Well, Atkin-Davis steps up. Look at the steely eyes there of the Black Ferns. They know what's coming. Atkin-Davis, former primary school teacher, gets it straight toward. And the whole stadium urges the Red Roses on. They want a third try. That's being really well held by the Black Ferns. Warning, only one warning allowed now when it stops. Aitchison round to Breach to Kildun. She's got space. She steps back inside. Kildun score. Check. I think they'll check if there's a double movement. The second touch looks good, but was there a first?
Leo, I'm coming up to you.
Okay, Amy.
Minefield decision is a try. I do think the tip of the ball touched there, but I think we need to just clear this for clarity with a try.
How long can they hold it when it's stopped there? I thought it was just a second.
Okay, stand
No.
by.
Yeah, I was about to use it and they use it, so yeah.
Well, Kennedy Tukawafu was just checking there about when the Red Roses maul stops, because you can't re-go again. It's another law trial that's going on at the moment, but they said they used it. This is Kildun then. Does she get her try? Wow, it looks good from where we are.
Amy, you can stick with your on-field decision.
Perfect, thank you.
A great finish by Ellie Kildun, right in front of the posts. And that scoreline is feeling more comfortable if you are an England fan.
Most definitely, yeah. A good finish by Ellie Kildun. Great work by the forwards. You know, New Zealand did a very good job of defending it, bringing that maul to a stop. And then it was the first phase. It was well drilled by England's backs.
Well, a little bit of tension here, Polly Aitchison to kick the ball. She's still got 32 seconds. 30 seconds now, but she's feeling the pressure a little bit. And that one is good, and that'll relieve some tension for her as well to get one on the scoreboard. But this was the finish.
Yeah, it's just great hands, isn't it? Polly Aitchison provides at the beginning to get out of all that New Zealand mess. I think probably Abby Dow's furious that Ellie Kildun hasn't kicked out and given her a run in, but great feat by Ellie Kildun, and there's a celebration.
It's a lasso from a cowboy if you are not down with the kids. There is a little contingent of England players who have a cowboy celebration, and Natasha Hunt exercising her right that you can now call a mark from a kickoff.
14. I'm not sure from the middle of the pitch, unless she's going to hit somebody else, which she did. Emily Scarrett put it out to touch.
Again, it's another funny one, that law trial, that I'm not convinced is going to make it into the law, but what do you reckon?
No, I think it just slows the game down, doesn't it? It's everything that's supposed to speed it up, but by free kicking, allows everybody to reset. I'm not a fan.
Right, Black Ferns have got a minute and a half to get on the scoreboard before half-time. This has not gone how they'd like. Tukawafu, only married about 10 days ago. She's spending her honeymoon with her teammates. Here comes Leti Ayinga, that's nice. Still going, oh, that's the Leti Ayinga we know, as is the Zoe Allcroft. But what do they think of that tackle? I don't think Amy Barrett-Theron likes it. And Zoe Allcroft has just reduced the Red Roses to 14, and this is a big opportunity here for New Zealand.
Yeah, it is. You came right across, didn't you? That'll obviously go up to be reviewed, but like you say, it is a really big opportunity now for New Zealand to get some points on the board just before half-time.
Well, discipline has been a bit of an Achilles heel for the Red Roses. It's difficult to say that when they've been winning so much. But these are the kind of moments they need to step up. And here's a moment for the Black Ferns. Ponsonby has it there. Fayanati is waiting to secure. Penalty for England. Crossing. Trap and trailer.
Yeah, it's an old one, isn't it? And quite watching it from here, you just saw a slide up the side.
The ball needs to be in front.
Yeah, she left her maul, as Amy Barrett-Theron explained. The maul needs to be in front of the ball, not to the side.
It does feel a little bit like we're working through the law book at the moment, doesn't it?
Getting good examples here.
Thank you.
Right, the clock has gone red. Are we going to have the line out? Amy Barrett-Theron says, yes, we are.
It's half-time after the next stop, yeah? Stay open, please. I'll bring them in.
So the Red Roses currently playing with 14 on the field. They've got that 17-point cushion. Probably the scoreline is a bit flattering to the Red Roses.
Nine.
Atkin Davis in toward.
There was a compete. She's caught on the outside shoulder. There was a compete. Scrum or line out?
Well, this is interesting because...
Kennedy scrum or line out?
Our clock at the moment says 40 minutes.
No, it's
Amy Barrett-Theron is playing on.
We just have to play the skew, though. Yeah.
Well, in the stadium, the clock is also at 40, so there's a little bit of confusion about why the game continues. But there is the warning. The time is up, so this will be the last play.
Crouch!
We thought Amy Barrett-Theron had given it as a free kick, which normally ends the game.
No stability on both sides. We can just come across. Groundskeepers asked us to move on the resets. Yep. Yes, please.
Oh, there you go. The groundsman here at the Allianz Stadium.
Let's get shoulders higher than hips, please.
Makes their mark on this match. Of course, coming up, there'll be the men's autumn internationals. Not till November, though.
I think the groundsman's got more to worry about than this scrum if it's not till November.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Both hookers down.
I think everyone just wants this ball to get off the field so they can get in for half-time.
And we can see all the ground is slid up there. Let's shift again.
I mean, respect to the crowd who aren't pouring out to go and get a half-time refreshment.
Girls, the scrums have been really good. Okay, it's half-time, so let's finish this one.
It's actually the third time that Amy Barrett-Theron has taken on this fixture between these two sides.
Both teams set higher.
She also refereed one of the biggest defeats the Black Ferns have ever suffered in Test history, which was back in Exeter in 2021.
Stay up.
They managed to beat the Black Ferns 43 points to 12 that day. Right, the Black Ferns want to play. They want something on the board. They're not happy with this scoreline as Holmes hacks through, chasing across his breach. She's just making sure that ball is safe, but is it? Yes. Just. And that will be the half. New Zealand will be frustrated, but the Red Roses, eventually they found their rhythm.
Yes, 100%. I think New Zealand will be frustrated. You know, they had opportunity to turn pressure into points, which they didn't take, and I think that's the difference for me in the end of this first half, is that when England got chances, they took chances, have allowed that scoreboard to tick on to go in with a 17-point nil lead, and that could be huge come the second half.
Well, the Red Roses have been reduced down to 14 women, and it's going to be like that for about 9 minutes of the second half when it comes around. But 3 tries, it's none too shabby a first half. So, after 40, the Red Roses lead 17 points to 0.
Thank you very much, Sarah and Katie. Yeah, what an interesting half. New Zealand coming out with so much intent, so many different ways of attacking, you know, the kicking game, ball in hand, ferocious tackles, but England soaked that pressure up, and Maggie Alfonsi, after about 11 minutes, when they finally seemed to get their foot in the game, they would have been relieved to have been able to do that, but the scoreboard was still 0-0.
Oh, I mean, what a first half. It was a nervy start for England, I have to say, in the sense that you normally expect England to come out from the very beginning and put pressure on their opposition. But New Zealand, as we would expect, they wanted the ball, they had lots of possession, and like you said, it took some time before they got that first try. But how exciting of a first half it has been.
It certainly has. What did you make of the way England managed to cope with that pressure, Meg?
Yeah, I think we spoke about it at the beginning, but shift the momentum. I've been really impressed with Maya Joseph, New Zealand 9, the way her variety of kicking. She's had a couple of rollers over, finding turf, and that's been a bit of a problem for us. So, yeah, and then we've seen it from Mo, Natasha Hunt. She did the exact same, pinned us in the corner. We got the penalty, and then they scored from it. So it's small moments. Yeah, we're not looking the sharpest at the moment, but there's been really good moments, and we've cleared up some good stuff as well.
There's so much to get through, actually, that I think we should get going. And it's so ironic, isn't it? The way England in the Six Nations were so much more expansive, playing the ball in hand, trying to score from different areas of the pitch, and they were so many different try scorers, that it was the good old-fashioned driving maul that got them over the line at the very beginning with Marley Packer.
Yeah, we all know the forwards bring the game home, but it all pretty much started for something they're very much used to. It's their bread and butter. It's the simple play from England, you know, tucking it up the jumper and then just throwing the numbers in. New Zealand are just not able to cope with that momentum that England bring, and it really does come from putting England in that right position. You know, prior to this, you had Matthews make the break, you had Sarah Byrne make another break, then a perfect kick from Hunt. Just shows when England get into that 5-metre channel, that 5-metre area away from the try line, they are hard to stop.
Simple stuff done well as well. There's nothing complicated about that. Yes, we want variety in our play, but also sticking to what we know. We got firepower up front as well, and let's go with it.
Abby Dow has had the ball in hand quite a few times and given us all kind of get out of your seat moments, hasn't she? And we saw so much of that in the Six Nations as well. It didn't necessarily look like it was going to be that kind of game for England, did it, early on? But she did score a fantastic try.
Yeah, in the first half, I'd say Abby Dow's probably been my most standout player. She's been on the ball. Last weekend, we didn't see much of her, but today, wow. I mean, look, that pass initially from Hurd was perfect. She just takes on her player. We heard John Mitchell say at the start of the game, he wants England to take it to New Zealand. And Dow, she is so good at being able to almost step players in a 1-metre channel. She's so quick, so strong, and just backs her ability. Look, that ball goes to the right hand, and she knows where the try line is. You just feel New Zealand need to be hard at pressing her. Don't give her any space, because when England get her into that space, she's really good at taking those opportunities.
Yeah, and of course Ellie Kildunn has kind of transcended this Red Roses side in many reasons, hasn't she? Because she's talked a lot about her art and that she really loves doing all the social media. I guess when that happens and a player's willing to take on the spotlight, you've got to also do it on the pitch, haven't you? And you've got to keep on doing it on the pitch, and she's not scared of doing that either. She again had the ball in hand a few times. She looked like she had some good opportunities. There was one really, it looked like nailed on moment for her that didn't come off, but eventually it was kind of the unspectacular, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's the sort of person she is. She likes the presence. She likes to be a bit of an entertainer. And the fact that she could step someone in a letterbox there is phenomenal. So, yeah, for her to finish this try, she's very lucky to step back in. She beat another 3 or 4 defenders there, but it was a great pass from Jess Breach as well, and a great set play phase.
I think what's good as well here, like recognising when the over chase comes. So New Zealand fly out of the blocks, they come off the line, but they're just quick to try and cover the threat because they know Dow is out there. But Kildunn's really good at spotting that space back inside and using their strength to score that try.
There have been chances for New Zealand, there have been more chances for England, and as we know, England are down to 14 women as well for at least the first 9 minutes of the second half. Talk about that in a moment, but I think Jenny Drummond has company.
I do indeed, Gabby. I'm alongside England's Rosie Gallagher and New Zealand's Pip Love. I was going to say I feel like I'm in the middle of a boxing bout here, but this is a friendly, we know it, and to be fair to them, they were just chatting away all about things rugby. Now let's unpick that first 40 minutes a little bit, because it was a bit of a hectic rugby game so far. Let's start with you, Rosie. Look, 3 tries in favour of England. Were you expecting that, given the good start that New Zealand had?
I don't think the scoreline reflects how the game's probably going. It is a bit stop-start. There's so many things that both teams are trying to do, but it's about execution, and I don't think either team has fully executed just yet. New Zealand, credit to them, they're playing really good. They're getting really direct carries, but they're also using their wingers really well. We've seen it a few times down this side, but we've also seen the likes of Abby Dow, the other side, also having a really good game. So I think the second half is all to play for, and I think New Zealand are definitely going to get some points on the board.
Yeah, we were talking about the try scorers, and we just said the usuals, because the 3 of them continue to score try after try. Now, Pip, is there an element of frustration at all to not have converted, to be on the board, given the opportunities that you created?
Yeah, I think the girls will be a bit frustrated. We came out really hard and hot, and we played some really good attacking rugby. We credit to England, they had a good set piece, and we've matched them, so it's a really good physical battle out there, which is really cool to see. It was just that execution in those last little moments that we kind of haven't really nailed. So the girls will be looking to, I guess, sort that out and get that cohesion going and really execute that coming into the second half.
Now, look, this is an exciting moment. Now that it's the 2 of you, and this could be the potential World Cup final. We're not there yet. It's a long time away. How excited? What's the momentum like? What's the occasion like for both of you? I know you both want to get on the pitch, though.
Yeah, massively. I think, firstly, we both love to be on the pitch. I've missed out on Twickenham 2 years now, and I thought this year was going to be the one, but unfortunately not. But this, for us, is just a really good starting platform. Nearly 45,000 here again to watch the Red Roses versus Black Ferns. It could be a preview of what the final is to come. We never know. But being in hospitality earlier on, there's so many people behind us that really, really want this game to thrive. The backing of Allianz now as well. Like, we're just really getting people on board that want women's rugby to go somewhere, and I think definitely we could sell this place out 90,000 come 2025.
Well, it's a very exciting prospect indeed, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me. Back to you, Gabby.
Thank you so much, Jenny. Yeah, and of course it's not just England playing today. Scotland are playing Fiji this afternoon, but they will do so without lock Emma Wassell, who released a statement earlier this week to explain just why. She said, unfortunately, rugby has now been put on hold for a while, as I will have to have surgery to remove a tumour. But I will be doing everything I can to return in 2025, she said to Scottish Rugby. To miss another opportunity to be back playing in the blue has been a really tough one to take, especially after my year. But that is truly testament to the team we have built. I honestly don't have the words right now to describe the support I've had during this time, but I am beyond blessed with the incredible people I have in my life. Well, we all send our love and best to Emma and hope she makes a very speedy recovery. Your summer of cricket continues on BBC Sport. The T20 International between the old foes England and Australia is coming up at Old Trafford.
See, hear, live. All the best T20 moments live. England against Australia.
Higher and further, that's massive.
The International T20 Series. Tomorrow at 2, live on BBC One and iPlayer.
Well, that incredibly intense start from New Zealand seemed to really rock England, and they had to soak up a lot of pressure, didn't they? And they, I imagine, in that dressing room right now with Alan Bunting, are going to be rueing and talking about those chances and talking about being more clinical.
Yeah, look, we don't normally say that with New Zealand in terms of accuracy, because normally they finish off their opportunities. But there have been so many chances where you feel that they could have got a few tries on the scoreboard. I mean, Alicia Latiengo, she's come back. Look at her, the confidence, she backs herself. But what a tackle from Jess Breach. She comes in and the turnover there. Now, opportunity wasted. Again, New Zealand get these chances, they get into the red zone area, but they just don't pull it off. Here again, you know, a brilliant cross-field kick. Opportunity to back yourself again, just a miss opportunity to score, though. That's the issue here. I think England have been very good in their defence. That's what's led to these missed opportunities from New Zealand. New Zealand just have to be accurate if need be, bring it closer. take on England, but do it in a way that brings
these
clinical.
are the things, aren't they, that we heard John Mitchell talk about, the opportunities to feel this kind of pressure. You know, we kind of bemoaned that at various points in the Six Nations, that England were running away with these massive score lines, and it's really important that they do have these moments where they have to set that pressure up there. Those almost feel sometimes as important and as good as those big tries and big score lines.
100%. I think we have to feel the pressure of being on the back foot and how we can cope with that. Been really impressed with the defence. Wardy's been tracking back really well. Zoe Allcroft, albeit it was a yellow card, the tracking back is outstanding. Same with Breachy, same with Ellie Kildun. Their work rate in the backfield is outstanding. So, yeah, massive kudos to them. But we need to be on the back foot to experience that, and then to capitalise on 17 points, I think, just shows the sort of team we are.
OK, let's get back out to Jenny Drummond. She has some glorious para and Olympians with her.
I do indeed. I have to say, everyone, I feel like the biggest underachiever standing next to all these Olympians and Paralympians. Look at the level of gold medals that are here right now. It's just absolutely fantastic. So let's go round in a wee circle. First of all, Kadina, what's it been like? I mean, you fell in your 100 metre, in the individual event, and then came out and you won the gold medal. How do you reflect on your performance and everything that's happened since?
Yeah, I feel like it's been a roller coaster, and it's still been a roller coaster since I got back. I feel like I haven't stopped. But yeah, like, falling was probably like the worst moment of like my life, because I feel like I've never been defeated by my condition apart from in that moment, so that was really tough. But I got a great team, like my family are great, like everyone was around me. I had so many nice comments, and yeah, it kind of helped me to get back up and get out there. And I felt like, you know, everyone has moments in life when they get knocked down, and I just wanted to show that you can get back up.
You did indeed, and you did it extremely well. The whole nation, everyone is incredibly proud of you all, that's for sure. Now let's stick on the cycling theme as well. Now, Sophie, you set a world record as well. It was simply wonderful. What was the atmosphere like in that velodrome? Because we know it. You know, if there was a roof, there is a roof, it'd come off.
Yeah, definitely. It was unbelievable. Going to France, you expect like a massively French heavy crowd, but we finished and we looked up and there was just Union Jacks everywhere. It was almost as close to home as we could have got it, and the support was just unbelievable. And I think it helped push us around to that final ride, and yeah, as you say, get that world record.
So impressive indeed. Maisie, look, you've got all three, bronze and 2 golds there. I think one of the biggest moments for you was coming back to the village and seeing the response there. Would you say that was one of your most special moments?
Yeah, definitely. I love where I live, and my village was so supportive, and we had a similar thing when I got back from Tokyo as well, so I kind of knew it was coming again this time. But it was really lovely. There were lots of children because they just finished school, and yeah, it's so nice to go out there, see them all, and hopefully inspire them, and for them to know, you know, they're growing up in the same village as I did. Hopefully they'll feel like they can achieve similar things too.
Absolutely, and both of you, Emily and Lola, it was an emotional Olympics for you both for various reasons. How do you reflect on it now, and has your life changed at all?
I mean, the week since we competed have just been absolutely insane. It's been non-stop coming to incredible events like this. And I kind of look back and it feels like a dream, that moment. But yeah, having the medal in my house and remembering that it actually happened has just been so special.
And for you, Lola?
Yeah, I mean, having a home crowd, be able to come out and cheer us on means like my mum, my siblings, our friends, they all were able to come out and celebrate with us. So for everyone in the boat and our friends and family that came along, it was the most magical experience.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Go grab your seats, enjoy the second half, because it's going to be an absolute cracker. Thanks very much.
Yeah, we certainly hope so. They gave us all great memories, didn't they? And England are just coming out onto the pitch here, and they know with one woman off the pitch, Zoe Allcroft, and the statistics from the first half which show New Zealand had the lion's share of possession, they had the lion's share of territory, they beat more defenders, almost twice as many as England, that they are going to really want to make that count.
100%. I think possession and patience is going to be paramount for the Roses, and Mitch always says it, direct is dangerous, so front up in that area and I think we'll be doing okay.
Okay, let's get on with it then. A big second half in store. Let's hand you back to Sarah Orchard and Katie Daly-McLean.
40 minutes still to go. Feeling confident if you're an England fan. But if you followed this storyline before between these two sides, you will know all too well there's still 40 minutes of rugby to come from the world champions. Back underway then. Ball gathered by the Black Ferns. Youngster Maya Joseph, daughter of Jamie Joseph, who, if you're a regular follower of rugby union, will know he's a former All Black, also played for Japan, as the ball is just lost there by the Black Ferns. Jamie Joseph, he also coached Japan at the 2019 World Cup, so she comes from good stock, as England are just gifted a gorgeous scrum position inside of the Black Ferns 22.
Yeah, it's not how the Black Ferns will have wanted to start the second half. You know, they need to get some points on that board, and just overplay in that 22. I think sometimes you just need to get out, get good possession, get good territory, and build from there.
You can see there's a change there for New Zealand in their front row. Amy Rule is now on the field. Tanya Kolavale has taken a seat. Remember, the Red Rose is currently playing with 14 at the moment. Zoe Allcroft, vice-captain for the Red Roses, still in the bin until around 49 minutes. Matthews away with the ball to Hurd. Scarrett still going. Hunt. Support from Fayanati. Wonderful pushback by New Zealand. Hunt. Burn. It's like ox on ox out there. Still England ball. Carson. Oh, Hunt, the little snake. Oh, did she get it now? The referee's given it, but they might check it. The music's going. Hunt seems confident. She's running back. There is no request for a replay. Everyone is still holding their breath around the stadium. The try has been given on the big screens. This was the moment.
Yeah, it's a great little... Yeah, try's given, isn't it? I don't think there's anything to look at from upstairs there. It's a good decision by Mo. Natasha Hunt there. That angle is just...
That's fine, Amy. No clear separation.
Thank you. And Aitchison slots the extras. And the Black Ferns, they would have wanted to come out so strong in this second half, having the extra woman on the field. And the Red Roses just nicked one there.
Yeah, and it's just what happens when you don't exit your 22. Natasha Hunt really smart around the fringes. A lot of the New Zealand forwards working hard to get opposite them England forwards. And a carbon copy of Lucy Packer from next week just takes a little space, snipes over. It's really smart 9 play.
Renee Holmes with a restart. Will Hunt call a mark again? Yes, she will. Oh, this law is going to get a little bit getting used to. It's going to be trialled over the next season.
The thing that I think is really interesting, look, she's called a mark, she's used that knowledge of the game, but it isn't helping England. Everybody looks a little bit underprepared for it. You've got people in front. Holly Aitchison in that instance didn't look prepared. And for me, I think if you're going to use these, you've got to have everybody on the same wavelength to make sure it's an advantage to your side.
Ponsonby.
No contest.
Ruse goes in the air. No contest is significant as well. Another one of the law rules that's coming if it's not contested. Doesn't matter if it's not straight, as we're playing advantage now to the Red Roses. Hunt. Burn.
Yeah, good turnover for. No advantage, not fine.
And the Roses will get their scrum once again as they come and get ready to pack back down. Bremner, you can just see there on your screen, but we've got a woman on the field who's down at the moment on the far side. You can just see there it's Mackenzie Carson.
Yeah,
Carson created quite a little bit of a stir, not a lot, but when she made her England debut, because she did have 3 caps for Canada, but she has changed allegiance, now winning her 17th cap today for the Red Roses.
Maybe that was her
as Zoe Aldcroft continues to stalk the touchline. She's got a way to go before she get back on.
Correct.
Just watch this break here, isn't it, from first half. It's a great fend. And this is Zoe's yellow card, isn't it? Actually, just high contact, isn't it? It's a really easy yellow cards to be given there. No not malicious, just hide a bit clumsy.
If anyone is wondering why Zoe Allcroft also has a black eye, that was given to her by her captain, Marley Packer, in training on Thursday. And hence all the strapping around her forehead as well. All the best ones always given by a teammate.
And generally Marley Packer. I've had one of those as well. She wasn't my captain at the time, but a black eye from Marley.
Right then, we're ready to get back underway as the crowd continues to enjoy a bit of Spice Girls around the field. Red Roses get ready to pack down. There is Marley Packer. When are we going to be seeing some of those bench players making an appearance? Quite a formidable bench it is as well for the Red Roses.
No stability from Black, tight head.
Another gimme then for the Roses. Big pass out wide. Kildun hacks it on. Having to track back there is King, but it's an overcooked kick. Will it go the whole way? No, it won't. I mean, interesting decision by King.
Play on, nothing clear. Release wide.
It was definitely the Red Roses who took the ball into that dead ball area, so she could have touched it down for the goal line dropout, and eventually they get the penalty, so they'll be pleased with that.
You started legal,
yeah, they will.
and
these decisions fascinate me, because I'm always wondering, what are you thinking there? Because that is a big risk, isn't it? You're running into a big organised white wall. Like you say, put it down, take the drop out, relieve pressure.
Well, Holmes sends it towards this near side of the field. And it will be a restart then for the Black Ferns. Georgia Ponsonby again, a World Cup winner with the Black Ferns 2 years ago. Gives it to Ruse. King, right boot. Dow. She had electric moments in the first half. Can she repeat?
She was next to me.
Very confident on the ball.
Playing advantage. You keep the mark early. It's in the middle there. Okay.
Bit of a pickle that Alex Matthews got into there, and
no advantage.
They're going to bring it back for a Rose's penalty.
9, always in front, advancing. Okay.
Right, Zoe Allcroft is released back onto the field, so it's not been too bad a period without her. Red Rose is still up, still scoring tries despite being a woman down, and a nice opportunity for her to come back on as they get the line out just outside the Black Ferns line.
Very good kick there from Holly Aitchison, putting England just a metre short of that 5 metres.
You know the script, you know what's coming. Atkin Davis gets the ball in. Nice towards the middle there. Taken by Matthews. What have the Black Ferns got to try and stop this? Warning to use it now, and the Black Ferns have done really well there. Hurd, so flat to the line there, Tatiana Hurd. They spun round to try and create numbers on the left-hand side there. Through went Aldcroft. Keen to make up for lost time. Atkin Davis in there as well. Is there space out there? Kildun can't get the last pass away. Back inside. Black Ferns defending for everything. They need to stop the leaks.
Yep.
Carson.
I'll have to stop if it goes there.
3 Black Ferns in there, stopping that Red Roses attack. Atkin Davis.
Time off. We're getting too close to the injured player.
Okay, injured player down in the field, so it will still be a Red Roses ball. That's just a time stop there, but they're having to commit a lot of women there in the contact to stop all of this Red Roses momentum.
They really are, and I think because the physicality of the Red Roses and how they're carrying it, taking 1, 2, 3 Black Ferns to stop them, because they don't want to let England get momentum. As soon as they get momentum, really, really hard.
Okay, lots of chat going on there between Marley Packett
HIA team
and referee, and I think they're saying this is an HIA moment. So it's Georgia Ponsonby who's taken the contact there and is going to go and have a check. So coming on in her place is Atlanta Lolahea. As we quickly check in with Jenny Drummond.
I'm now alongside Sarah Hunter. Sarah, the scoreboard's looking quite nice right now from a Red Roses perspective. What do you make of the match so far, and what was the chat at half-time?
Yeah, I'm not sure the scoreboard reflects how the game has been. You know, New Zealand have had some great chances. Like, we've given them some moments in the game, and we know they're a threat with ball in hand and the line breaks they've made. So we just refocus on ourselves about the areas we want to play in and how we put pressure back on them, and how we've got a little bit more to give this second half, and it's great to see that the girls came out and did that right from the off.
Thanks very much, Sarah.
No, thanks very much.
I'll be kind to Sarah Hunter and just reassure you she's not been on the pies. She is heavily pregnant.
Use it 9.
Ball away then. Nice touch through. Good nudge. Can it be touchdown? Good tidying up work done there by Brunt, but they're going to check something.
Yep. Just a bit further back.
Nice idea by Aitchison.
Yes, lovely, wasn't it? Nobody in the backfield.
On-field decision is no try. We think Black have grounded it first, but let's clear that off first, please. If it is, it's taken in by White. 22.
Well, the Red Roses haven't retreated back towards the halfway. They're hanging around at the moment on the 22, which is sometimes an indication of how confident they are.
Amy?
Yep.
We have a decision?
Yep. Stick with the on-field. Goal line drop back. Yes, sir.
You can stick with the on-field decision.
Okay.
Grounded by Black.
No try. Goal line drop out.
So it's taken over the line by White. Black touchdown. Goal line dropout. Scarrett. Still Scarrett. Tried to get involved back in play, Emily Scarrett. Left playing a lot of 12 last season, now more in her traditional shirt of 13. As the ball just gets lost there in contact on the floor, and they'll restart with that scrum. I mean, interesting, Emily Scarrett had a really tough last season, didn't she? A lot of injuries she was coming back from, managing her body. But the injury to Meg Jones, who's part of our commentary team today, has really given her an opportunity to get back in that 13 shirt and have a shot.
It really has, you know, like you say, we were used to Emily Scarrett in the 12 shirt last year. You see it here, and this is what she's known for, isn't it? That ability to carry, the ability to stay strong. So it's great, I suppose, from John Mitchell's perspective, to have somebody like Emily Scarrett that you can just pull out of that 12 shirt and think, actually, I'm going to put her back into that familiar 13 shirt. You know, Meg Jones will be back soon. You've got Helena Rowlands on the bench today, so there is an abundance of talent out there as well for the Red Roses.
Emily Scarrett is also the top point scorer in World Rugby against the Black Ferns.
Yeah, just a bit of timing there, no problem. Just wait for my call, please.
Well, in traditional rugby style, this second half is not quite as free-flowing as the first. Natasha Hunt wondering if she will get her hands on the ball anytime soon. Again, one of 4 players still in action from that 2014 World Cup winning squad. Oldest player in the squad at 35.
No stability.
Strong as ever.
First and then Black went.
And finally, Amy Barrett-Thron gives us a free kick to get this ball moving. Varcola. Joseph King. Popped off ball there by Tukawafu. Holmes ready to mop up. Popped away. King once again. Big pass out wide. Leti Ayinga trying to dance around a phone box, but nicely read by Aitchison. Nika Eli Tu'u, the Blues back rower. Back row, a real strength at the moment for the Black Ferns. That's where the highest competition is for places in their squad. Joseph, she's still enough, doesn't want to play inside of her own half anymore. Now, I think that went straight out, but there's a penalty.
Nine side and going for the charge down. It wasn't clear for me, so I'm trusting the system, yeah?
And I can see there will be changes for the Red Roses soon. They've got a player down on the far side. Feyanati there just receiving a bit of treatment.
Don't stop in front of the kicker.
As the ball goes out of play, it doesn't. It's still going. Kildan. Mistake again there. Both sides haven't quite been clean when it comes to finding touch. Aitchison. Hurd. Scarrett thinks she can see a little bit of space. Would have been a 50-22, but Holmes stops it well. Varcolo again. Oh, nice stuff here. Varcolo with the opportunity. Aitchison one-on-one. Is this the Black Ferns try? They go over. Caitlin Varcolo, the Blues win. She saw her opportunity and she took it. Black Ferns on the board. She's got so much opportunity. Caitlin Varcolo, 24 years old, to make her mark on this squad.
She's probably been New Zealand's best attacking player as well, you know, ball in hand. And here it really comes from nothing. Marley Parker on the edge, just hacked ahead, isn't it? And it's that thing England have done all day. They've let the ball bounce. Emily Scarrett gets an awful bounce. Really Dumont there, mops it up. And once she's got ball in hand, big fend like we've seen from Abby Dow, and nobody was going to catch her. But England have got to make sure they start catching that ball on the full, as we see what a lovely finish.
Holmes now with the conversion. She's got a really interesting kicking style, Holmes. And that one hasn't worked. She kind of does this like pumping arm run up. Sometimes it's an absolute beauty, but that time not so much.
I really enjoyed your impression of it. It was very, very good for the viewers at home that couldn't see it.
On that note, let's head down to Jenny Drummond.
Alongside Tony Christie once again. Tony, crucially, you got a score there, but how do you go about closing the gap?
Yeah, we just talked about two things, our energy and our execution. So just finishing those opportunities that we did well there.
What was the chat at half-time then, and what do you need to do here?
Yeah, we just talked about middle of our defence being a little bit tighter and some of our decision-makings on the edges. But great to see straight away after half-time there some good maul defence and defending our line.
Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
Changes then for England. Thank you, Jenny. Fresh front row. Amy Cockayne, Hannah Bottoman, Maud Muir are all on. Maddie Feyanati is also off the field for the Red Roses.
Use it, 9. No, don't use your feet. Thank you.
And I think Moena Talling has come on to replace her. Georgia Brock will have to wait. Change also for New Zealand. Olsen Baker off and Sa'e onto the field. As the miscommunication there from New Zealand, they lose a couple of yards. There's King, who's been studying for a degree in agriculture. Has to do a little bit of digging herself to try and get themselves out of trouble.
Use it, 9.
Joseph.
Wait.
Charged down by Aldcroft. Letty Ayinga on it. Nice zigzagging run. It was Brunt who actually managed to jump on that one.
Use it, 9. Ball is out.
Talking of degrees, Maya Joseph is actually studying medicine, but has taken a break for a year to focus on her rugby as the ball just bounces there for Kildan. She lit up the Six Nations. Will she go once again? The referee will bring it back. Calm down,
she's
calm
knocked
down.
Down in the air, it's touching on the player, then she's regathered.
That's correct.
Well, they'll bring it back. But Ellie Kildun now, she is just such an exciting player, made such a name for herself after that incredible Six Nations campaign, but good refereeing.
Yeah, just smart refereeing, wasn't it? I think it'd come from the TMO because referee wasn't in line, but good work from Ellie. She gets up off the ground, she knows there's going to be a competition, just a bit of juggling there.
I'm still chatting over here, so it's okay. Yeah.
Reset. Groundsman won't be happy.
So we do have some new faces, that's fine, but we need clear stability on the set, okay? We're just a bit edgy. Try my best. You want to shift a bit? I don't mind. Go away, mate.
Well, the Red Roses have been spending their week guessing Oasis songs, because I think that's what everyone's doing at the moment. They've been doing a bit of golf putting. You can tell I've been on their social media channels.
Let's go.
Apparently coffee is a very important thing for them, but Abby Ward, you just saw dip down there into that scrum. She was in charge of organising Sarah Hunter's baby shower. The defence coach won't be heading off to WXV with the team. She'll be staying here for her up-and-coming arrival. What a scrum by the Red Roses! That was a flex.
We've waited for that new front row, and they really dominated and got there early. Good hit. New Zealand couldn't live with that.
Yep.
Really interesting as the ball goes high there, and it's gone over the flag, so it's going to come back.
Scrum, where she kicked it from, or 22 dropout?
So the ball went over the flag. It hasn't stayed in the field of play as it goes out.
Yep.
So it's another gift after that massive scrum. Huge frustration for England.
Huge frustration. And at the moment, you know, it doesn't have a big impact on the game. They've got a three-score lead. But when those games are closer, those moments are huge. Holly Aitchison needs to make sure she's on her money.
Sorry, a couple more steps, you mind?
Fascinating that New Zealand appeared to have opted for a scrum, but we've got changes coming now for New Zealand. Now, quite a big cheer has gone up as Aisha Letiainga makes her way off the field, but coming on in her place is Ruby Tui, arguably one of the best-known rugby players in the world.
So we just had some things with stability, so clear stability on the set.
Letiainga will be pleased with her 58 minutes. Remember, not played for quite a long time at this level. But Ruby Tui is a name that many of you will know, as Bremner also takes applause from the bench, as does Chris Velika as well. Coming onto the field then, it was Kate Henwood, Mama Vaipulu, and there she is, Ruby Tui, Olympic Sevens champion. Went viral before the Black Ferns and the King did from an interview she did with our colleague here at the BBC, Jill Douglas, for an incredible Ruby Tui interview.
It's not steady, second one.
But we've got a bit of rugby here, because after that amazing scrum from England last time out, it's the Black Ferns who've managed to win a penalty.
Yeah, it's a bit of yo-yo, isn't it? It's just not allowing the game to come to life a little bit. It's made it quite stalling. So it'll be interesting now whether the Black Ferns can launch something for this next line out.
Well, Holmes does find her touch, and interesting to see how these replacements for the Black Ferns, if they can make an impact. There is quite a bit of experience on the bench. There's Hannah Bottoman on your screen to the left there. Fresh legs for the Red Roses. Here comes the ball for the Black Ferns back line. Tukawafu. Lola Heya runs straight into Alex Matthews, who does a good bit of wrestling work to deal with her opposite woman. Tui gives the extras out wide to Sahe. Sahe still going. Brunt, big pass to Mikaeli Tu'u, and this is better from the Black Ferns, going through the phases. DeMunt, Roos, Have they found some momentum here, the visitors, finally? Huge tackles now by the Roses. Tui popped out wide to Vahakolo. Will this be her second? She's gonna touch down. Caitlin Vahakolo, she knows where the try line is. And is this the start of a real comeback in the second half for Caitlin Vahakolo and the Black Ferns?
It was a really well-worked try. It's probably the best we've seen New Zealand string their play together, both forwards and backs working together, doing their job. We just sit here, they did a really good job. Ruby Tui finding the space on the edge, making Ellie Kildare-Moho bite. It's a great tackle for Zoe Allcroft, but then it's how quickly New Zealand recycle, how quickly ball gets handed again. Ruby Tui, she's just come on the pitch. Another involvement, another fix and give. Skills done really, really well when there's not a lot of space. Holly Aitchison has to turn in, and it's a really, really good finish again down that touchline.
That's a better attempt by Renee Holmes. And this game's getting a bit interesting now. 12 points in it. Just under 20 minutes to play. And, just thinking about the amount of tries scored now by this woman, Caitlin Vahakolo. She's now taken her tally with an extra couple added on to 15 tries in today, her 11th test.
It's pretty impressive, isn't it? As a young winger, finding your feet in the international stage, to be that comfortable and that confident when your team needs to finish, like, and just pull that out the bag. Great numbers.
Vahakolo, also the 2023 World Rugby Rookie of the Year. You can see why. Ball gathered by the Black Ferns.
Back.
Loose on the floor. King. Mikaeli Tu'u. Also involvement now by Pulu onto the field.
Music 9.
Mama Vaipulu plays rugby for the Blues. Also played a bit of volleyball in her time as well.
Too long.
And the warning there was given, not taken by the Black Ferns. And those are the kind of mistakes that both of these sides, this is a friendly, but it's going to mean so much more when it's a big test match with a trophy on the line.
So when
it really will, but I think what's interesting, especially for New Zealand.
I'm not calling ball out, but if they ask me, I have to say yes.
And when listening to Amy Barron talk to it, you can't use your hands as a 9. If you're going to dig that out, you've got to use your foot. So she's not saying ball out, but she's saying as soon as she starts using her hand, she's going to allow England to come through and tackle that. And I just think it's really good refereeing. It's smart, it's allowing the game to breathe without giving unnecessary decisions, but it's making sure the rules are followed.
Ball coming in then for the Red Roses. Down the line comes from Aitchison. Hurd.
Good turnover. Release White.
No one is holding on to their ball at all. No one's able to sort of close anything out. Once again, Mama Vaipulu only made a debut this year in the Pacific Four. And listen to that scream coming in by Maika Vanakalani-Roos.
It'll be interesting, New Zealand, from here, whether this will be an area that Adel Bunton will really look on. I don't think New Zealand have exited particularly well. They've copped up some opportunity for England to turn over, in this instance to get a penalty to exit, but they don't look very organised and certainly not providing a lot of protection to their 9s and 10s.
Okay, more changes coming on as we just watch this replay.
Yeah, it's a really good read there, isn't it? She gets out of the line. The try scorer just comes out, shuts down Tatiana Hurd nice and early. But here we saw Hannah King just dancing around. Doesn't have not a lot of organisation, not a lot of planning from New Zealand.
we saw the Hannah coming off for Amy Duplessis, but Emily Scarrett, she's going to go and take a seat. After 64 minutes there, Helena Rowland slotting in at 13. We assume that Ruhe Dement will now step up and to that 10 channel. Kildun. She's going to straighten. Still England ball. Aitchison thinks you can see a little bit of space behind the Black Ferns. What have they got? They've got Dement, they've got Holmes. And England have got big tackles. Big pass out wide. There's numbers here for the Black Ferns if they can straighten. Tukawafu, the captain. Can she get the last pass? No. Vahakolo should be on for the hat-trick if she can run. Big hit coming in there by Amy Rule, also known as Cutter. Started that World Cup final, had to settle for a bench position today. Oh. Amy Duplessis. That's a tough one to watch.
Okay. Michael. Sub 9.
She knows, not been on the field too long. Huge frustration.
Tough because it was building nicely, wasn't it? New Zealand were getting through their phases against pressurising England. See here, it's a big long pass, how short England are. Tatiana Hurd having to work really hard. Ball in two hands again, and I think it's Zoe Allcroft makes a great tackle from behind.
Yeah.
Well, that's a day then for Maya Joseph. On in her place, Eritana Hahaya plays for the Hurricanes.
All good. Okay, let's form up, please.
Well, Maya Joseph, we're going to be seeing a lot more of her over the next year. So there is Hahaya. Another player who's really all over sport in her youth, played a lot of basketball as well. Also made a bit of a name for herself in rugby sevens. She gets her 11th cap today for New Zealand. Hurd does just get that pass away somehow. Dow. New Zealand just a little bit more tetchy whenever Dow's on the ball. Aitchison towards the middle of the field. Huge tackles raining down there. Red Rosie's lucky to hold on to that ball. Hurd again, who's repositioned quickly. Oh, baby Cocaine, what a take! She's up, she's playing, she needs support that's fast. It's Helena Rowland, fresh legs on the field, still going strong. Big important tackles coming in by the Black Ferns, who were under huge pressure.
Nothing clear for me.
They're just checking what the decision's going to be here. They've got a choice.
Okay.
Amy Cocaine, what a run.
What a run from Amy Cocaine, but what a pass from Tatiana Hurd. It was so flat at the line. Amy Cocaine, like a steam train, just comes bombing through here. You don't even get to see the pass. But Helena Rowland worked really hard to get on her shoulder. But a great tackle, I think, for Rudy Dumont there. Really good. Hauls her down.
New Zealand do not want to be playing at this end of the field again. They just got a couple of tries. They want to get out of here fast. Nicely working it through the hands.
Lost it.
Red Roses quick up into Black Ferns' faces. They want to run it, New Zealand. It's what they do. Duplessis on the floor. Hahaya. Rule. Hahaya again. Finally, Dumont puts boot to ball. Kildun says thank you. And the Red Roses will attack again. Tackle coming in that time by Vopulu. Bottoman just spinning in and out there. Does well to hold the ball. Natasha Hunt has really directed traffic. kept her head under the pressure so far. Maud Muir. Gloucester Hartbury prop. Taking the tackles. Hurd. Hurd doing well to get over the gain line. Packer loses the ball forward. Still loose on the floor. It's all backwards from the Black Ferns. They've got the advantage. Tui. Duplessis.
You've got a scrum advantage.
Black Ferns need to get out of their own half. They've been stuck in porridge for a while now. Rule again. I think the referee's putting everyone out of their misery there.
Abby, there's a little something in your face.
Okay, so there's a little bit of treatment going on there to Abby Ward, and they're just waiting to see if they can do the subs as well. Abby Ward, who's got a little bit of claret there. And here we go. The captain, Marley Packer, will go and take a seat. No problem with that ankle from the warm-up, but a big moment also for Georgia Brock. 23-year-old from Gloucester Hartbury makes her England debut on one of the biggest stages of them all. Wonderful moment for her, but straight into business.
It's great to see. I've commentated a lot on Georgia Brock in the PWR, and she has been a standout player for Gloucester Hartbury last season when they won the title. She is really, really good ball carrier, but she's great on the ground. Very, very smart rugby player, and I think she'll fit really nicely into this pack. Really complementary the way she wants to play.
And of course, a big moment for Brock as well. Knowing that WXV squad announcement is coming up next week. What can she do with these 10.5 minutes? Zoe Allcroft now has the captain's armband after Marley Packer has gone off. Still got a vice-captain out there, Natasha Hunt. Very similar to what they do actually at club level as well, because Natasha Hunt and Zoe Allcroft are co-captains at Gloucester Hartbury as Abby Ward gets wrapped up.
Okay. Sub.
Both sides just settling down. Right, then don't forget it's a weekend of rugby with Scotland against Fiji at the moment. That's coming up at 4:20 on the iPlayer. Everyone building up towards WXV, of course. And there's a bit of rugby league also coming your way on BBC Two. Hull FC against Salford, that one at 5 o'clock in the Super League. Another cheeky little change there for the Red Roses. Lucy Packer, so there's still a Packer on the field. No relation, we have to say every time. Marley and Lucy. Natasha Hunt will be pleased with her day at the office. Controlled things well.
Yeah, she's gone really, really well. Really smart play. Kept England moving forward. Some nice little kicks into the corner. So I think she'll be really, really pleased with the 2 games she's had in these friendly games for England.
Well, also Tatiana Hurd is off the field. Zoe Harrison is on. Likely that she'll be on in that 10 position. Vahakolo with the hack on down the near side of the field. Fresh legs on there in the form of Zoe Harrison, who's been well tracked back there by the Black Ferns. Good hard work coming in there by Brock in particular, just to make sure the Black Ferns couldn't come back quickly and try and get over the top of that ball. Lucy Packer gives it to Allcroft.
Use it, 21, thank you.
If the Black Ferns did get a score now, it would make a very nervy end to this fixture as the ball comes towards this near side of the field. Now, good first touch then by Harrison to hold on to the ball for a 51st cap. But there is a bit of treatment going on in the middle of the field at the moment to Amy Cockayne. So there is a few repairs going on to quite a few players at the moment. And there's a little bit of a warning going into the Black Ferns there to check what they're doing at the breakdown. There's actual warning giving into Layla Sa'e.
I think
As Amy Cockayne continues to get treatment for that left arm. It's not actually a red roses put in at the line out, but the referee is waiting because they've got all the medical staff on the field as well. Abby Ward looks like she's going the distance in this one. Not bad for someone who's been out. Lolahe. Clean in. Hohea. Nice back inside. Mikaeli Tu'u. Oh, well. I think Amy Cockayne there just holding her arm will be a slight concern, having just had it strapped. She's still holding it, but Black Ferns ball play will continue. If Amy Cockayne we'll have to wait and see. And she's just grimaced as she's passed that. They need to get Amy Cockayne off the field and fast.
One time. Okay.
And I'm not sure if the Red Roses have got any subs left, but she is a front row, and that is in their favour. They'll just have to wait, though, for the moment of it being a scrum.
Yeah, I think Amy Cockayne looks in a lot of discomfort there, doesn't she? Looks like that left elbow, like you say, Lark Davies now is getting ready to come back onto the field. Which is always a big ask when you've sat down for 15-20 minutes.
Well, Lark Davies is coming on straight away. And Amy Cockayne, you can just see by the look on her face, she knows that that injury could be costly. These players want to play. Davis straight away, getting the ball in. The Red Roses continue. They've got to hold on to this lead for 8 minutes if they want to come away with another win against the world champions. Harlequins' Lucy Packer finds Saracens' Zoe Harrison. Confusion in the midfield by the Black Ferns.
Not a kick if it's off the knee. Not a kick. It's a knock-on. Thanks.
Well, you have to say, the Black Ferns, they've had a lovely purple patch in this second half, but everyone is looking a bit tired at this moment. Worth saying the Red Roses, they're just coming off a pre-season block. Good result for them last week against France. Black Ferns haven't played since July. You're beginning to feel a little bit now of that on the field.
You really are, aren't you? It's definitely started. It's lost the life, should we say. And I think, you know, England have had a really big pre-season, like you've touched on. The girls will feel that. They fly not too far away for WX3 for both sides. So both in very different parts of their prep, building into what's going to be such a big year for all teams in women's rugby.
41,500 packed into the Allianz Stadium for this one then. Big tackles going in. Still, there is some energy out there. Packer, Harrison, Aldcroft. Packer again. Rowland, spun out, ball long there. Really nice connection out wide to Breach. She hacks on the ball, they can't touch her. Holmes. Kildun desperately trying to hold her up, knows she has to get her to ground, but she's lying on the wrong side.
Tough one, I know. 15 wide.
Puts her hands up, knows it was her fault.
Time off. Kick is injured.
Ellie Kildun just making her way back.
That's a good question. 74-18, I think. Oh, fuck,
Okay, so a bit of treatment going on there to Renee Holmes. Just a little bit on the right. Well, this is going to take a little bit of time. They've decided that they're going to give a bit of comprehensive treatment this time to Renee Holmes as they start banging out the tunes again around the stadium. And they're just checking in to see what's wrong with her leg. I think she's going to be okay to carry on. magic tape then comes out. That'll sort you out for 5 minutes, Renee Holmes, to get through to that final. Renee Holmes is an interesting one. She's actually played 4 sports for New Zealand. Football, taekwondo, ultimate frisbee, and of course rugby. Do you want to wave along, Katie?
It's not my song.
What's your song?
I knew you were going to go there.
Oh, yeah.
For you to take that number, you know? Or a Spice Girl number like earlier.
If anyone doesn't know, it's definitely a Take That number. And I know the one that Katie loves. Just go and have a little Google and see if you can find it. Other search engines are available. Okay, far side of the field. Are we going to finish on a bit of a bang on this match? It has been a bit of a scrappy second half. Atlanta Lolohea only made her debut against Australia, so this is just her second cap in a Black Ferns shirt. As they send Amy Rule there, known as Cutter, to her teammates to run through. Straightened ball this time by Kate Henwood, mum of 2 to Stella and Connor. Also a qualified accountant, incredibly busy woman. Lolohea again. Hahaya looking for endless work at the moment, distributing as the Black Ferns try and find some room. Oh, hacked on ball. Here's an opportunity. Helena Rowland can't get that last kick away.
Accidental. It's come off black touch.
Well, Ruahei Dement there was desperate to try and slow that down, but it will be a restart and an England ball.
She's been very, very good today as well, hasn't she, Rudy? Damon, I thought, for New Zealand.
Well, it is a bit of treatment that's going then to the New Zealand players, but it's nearly closing down there with the clock. So high time that we found out. Katie Daly-McLean, who is your player of the match?
I mean, I think Abby Dow for England has been very, very good today. You know, there's been a couple of real standout performances for New Zealand. But for me, my man of the match today is number 8, Alex Matthews. I think she's been absolutely phenomenal around the park. You know, her work rate, her ability just to stay involved in the game. And when a game, like you touched on, Sarah, gets so scrappy like that, players like this are instrumental in not letting the game go away. She's been very, very good.
Well, she's just been announced to the stadium crowd as well. Popular player, 69 caps now for the Red Roses. She was just 19 years old when England won the World Cup back in 2014. Only 31 now. She'll certainly be in the mix if fit and available for that World Cup this time next year. We'll be right in the middle of the World Cup this time next year. It runs from the 22nd of August to the 27th of September, as we just see there Kate Henwood having to come off. So they've had to mix and match there in the front row once again. Spun out ball. Killed up. Aitchison does well there to try and tidy. Ward. Packer. Harrison. Strong run coming in by Muir. Harrison can see space. Ball bounces out on that near side. She was inside of the Black Ferns half, so it's not a 50-22, but it's still a nice bit of territory finder.
I think Zoe Harrison coming on has been very, very good. Her moments, her involvement, great little kick, you know, game's done, but just putting the pressure on New Zealand. I think she's been very, very good. Really solid performance for her. It's great identification of space as well, just dropping it in there, letting Abby Dow go chase after it.
Lolohea, she was a standout schoolgirl as she came through the age groups. Does just find her player there in the air. Another big run coming in there by Tukawafu. She's actually signed the biggest contract in Black Ferns history. 4 years that she signed up for. Hugely important player. Duplessis again, and this, you have to say, are areas where if the Black Ferns want to progress, they need to learn to kick the ball away. called exiting in rugby, and the energy that they're currently expending, the Black Ferns, waiting for that magic moment. Sometimes it just doesn't come. They do get the penalty, though, and they'll take that.
They will, but it's such a risk that they're running, especially in a game. Look, there's only 12 points in this game, but if you spend the majority of your rugby playing it in your 22, yes, they're looking for moments, yes, they're looking for soft shoulders and edges, but if they don't come, you really run the risk of conceding points against the good sides.
Holmes has missed a touch as well, so any kind of opportunity here for the Black Ferns to do something, pretty much gone now on that moment. Push towards the far side. Here we go. Black Ferns advantage, minute and a half on the clock. Loose, Duplessis. High spinning ball. Leila Sa'e. Crowd like that moment. Well, they're going to bring this one back. They're going to come all the way back for the knock-on. The Black Ferns still stood still from when the moment happened. It is their ball, but you have to say, the Black Ferns, they haven't played since July. They're probably still a bit jet-lagged. You can feel it in these final moments. They know the scoreboard is gone.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of now for them just running this game out, isn't it? I think England have got an opportunity, and I'm sure John Mitchell and the coach and staff would like to see them lift that and kind of just turn the screw a little bit, because at the moment this is a bit of nothing, isn't it? We're just playing in the middle of the park and kind of going from error to error. Both sides are significantly better than this.
Well, attention from both these sides will turn towards WXV in Canada when the final whistle goes. The Black Ferns are treating this 6-week block that they're away from New Zealand as almost simulate the Rugby World Cup next year. But it's going to start this block with a loss against the Red Roses. Have they got something here? Duplessis, the clock about to go red. Brunt, Holmes, hacked on ball. Vahakolo is there. The foot race. Harrison is watching the ball. Will it go over? Yes, it will. She's made it safe. That is it. The Red Roses get back-to-back wins over the Black Ferns. This wasn't a World Cup final, but could this be the blueprint for this time next year? 4 tries for the Red Roses, 2 for the Black Ferns, both scored by Caitlin Vahakolo, who certainly had her card marked ahead of the World Cup next year, and the fast approaching WXV. These two are going to play again in a few weeks' time in Canada. But for now, it's all smiles if you are a fan of England, who get one over their biggest rivals. Well, they've had a great day. So have we. Dancing away. Everyone's happy. The King is happy. The Red Roses are happy. The Black Ferns will be frustrated. But first game in a while. Full time. England 24, New Zealand 12.
Thank you very much, Sarah and Katie. Yeah, England will be happy. And maybe the thing that John Mitchell will be most happy about Maggie Alfonsi is, as he said pre-match, he wanted his players to learn something. He wanted them to be pushed, he wanted them to be tested, and they were that today. Yeah, look, England tested New Zealand. They were much more clinical than they were last weekend against France. Second half probably still needs to improve. Look, it went a bit flat. But England will take some learnings from this game and will take it on when they play against New Zealand in a few weeks' time. But I think England will be very pleased with the way they, started the game and, ended it as well. Yeah, and in between, New Zealand looked like they had a purple patch. They had a moment where they seemed to be getting back into the game. They scored those tries, and they were giving England something to think about. And it is something of a pattern with England, isn't it? We talked about this as well ahead of the game, how last week England's errors were increasing in the second half. There's a little bit of a drop-off in performance. Is that understandable with this being the second match of the season? You're coming off pre-season and players get tired. It's something that they have to be aware of but not overly concerned about.
Yeah, of course. You don't want a lot of it. You don't want a lot of handling errors, but I think the fact is that both teams are probably going to hold themselves to high standards, and they want to be better than that. And I think we can be better than that as well. But I loved the energy on the edges. We were trying to win the edges just as much as New Zealand were, and I think that's where the contest lied. So it was really good to see that.
Overall, they'll be very happy with that.
100%. I think Mitch will be happy with that. 100%.
Okay, well, let's get a reaction from Alex Matthews, of course, the player of the match. She is with Jenny Drummond.
Alex, I can see you're quite happy to get player of the match today. Look, huge congratulations. We always know it's a battle against the Black Ferns, even when it is a friendly. So how pleased are you to come away with that victory?
It's never a friendly test match rugby. We don't do friendlies, although these are our warm-up games for WXV. We started something last year and we just want to keep building into the World Cup next year. So yeah, we just keep concentrating on our own performances and keep on improving.
In terms of the performance, the first half was particularly strong from both sides in particular. What did you make of the way that you played and your processes there?
I think we sort of lost a bit of control. We didn't play in the areas of the field we wanted to play in as much, which I think we felt a little bit tired from us forwards, overworking a little bit. But no, we just come together at half time, got a great leadership group. Communication's amazing, and we just know clear points what we want to do.
Do you feel like you've built nice momentum, having beaten France and then now the Black Ferns ahead of the WXV?
Yeah, definitely. Momentum's great, but we still just look on all our work-ons and just where we can grow and where we keep growing the gap and attacking it.
Thanks very much for your time. Congratulations.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Well, this is how the next 6 months looks like for the Red Roses. First up is the WXV, another clash against the Black Ferns. You'd expect them to be a little bit more finely tuned by the time they meet next time, followed by USA, Canada, and then the start of the defence of their Six Nations crown at home against Italy before finishing back here against France. And it's just the start, isn't it, of a huge year because, as Sarah said, this time next year we'll be in the middle of a World Cup. Every single one of these fixtures counts. They're all about reaching the end game, reaching the final and achieving glory and a certain amount of redemption because that is a Black Ferns side who are full of talent, full of prospect, some young players, a lot of players with very few caps. They're only going to get better and they're only going to be at the peak of their powers come a World Cup, and England want to be matching them toe-to-toe and getting something out of a World Cup final is where they want to be.
Yeah, 100%. You can see the energy and the passion in that Black Fern side. I mean, Val Collo was one of them, the winger on the edge. I think she was just phenomenal today. She tested us, she made us question what we were doing on the edge as well. So yeah, I think lots of energy. They just need to touch up on the execution, but I think we posed a lot of good questions in defence as well. We scrapped back. Zoe Allcroft's work rate, Alex Matthews' work rate. Those are just a couple of the ones to point out, but our defence and work rate was outstanding today.
It's been an evolution, hasn't it, with this England side? Obviously, John Mitchell took over a side who were achieving a successful side. Obviously, had lost out in that World Cup final. And Meg's given us an insight into what he said to them about that final and how it's the fine margins of sport. But he's tweaking their style of play, and it's an exciting brand of rugby that we're seeing.
Yeah, I would say before John Mitchell took over, England were very much quite forward orientated. We saw the forward score, lots of tries, lots of mauls. But actually now what we see from England is they're having a go. They're running it from any area, and they're trying to play some good rugby in some right spaces. You see the likes of Kildun, Breach, Down now get more onto the ball, and it's making some entertaining rugby to watch.
Yeah, it certainly is. And the crowd today have been treated to some fantastic sport. It's whetted the appetite, that's for sure, Meg. And all of us are hoping that you get back to a full recovery. We'll see you back in the Six Nations. We hope you're a friend of the BBC now, so always come and join us in the studio. Maggie, as always, great to see you. Yeah, over 40,000 fans here have seen some fantastic rugby. It's just the start, though, isn't it? The Six Nations will be upon us before we know it, and then the World Cup, and you can see it all on the BBC. So until next time, bye-bye for now.
She's going for the corner!
Lloyd against Joyce with the razzmatazz. It's a Wales try!
England are the champions of WXV1 for 2023.
Welcome to the Women's Guinness Six Nations.
Yes, she gets there! And a second cap for Ireland.
England, Six Nations champions again.